Thank you, DJ Real Boss. Labor rights, are you ready for December the 6th? I can feel the power. And one of the seats that we will be taking from the Workers' Party on December the 6th is the Wesley constituency. And put your hands together as we bring to you our winning candidate for Wesley, Mr. Fidel Grant.
He shall not.
When I want it in the sky, red flag in the sky, red flag, France in the sky, everything red.
The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, my fellow candidates, labor rights, labor rights. Dominicans present here this evening, those at home listening via the internet, I welcome you. To the beautiful people of Wesley, Woodford Hill, and Palm Tree, welcome. Dominicans, labor rights, this afternoon, I stand here to present to you some of the plans and policies for the agriculture sector, which will be delivered when this government is re-elected. My dear people, I stand proud this afternoon for many reasons. I stand proud to speak to a group of people who I believe is our lifeline in our beloved Dominica. They are our fresh produce farmers, our fisher folk, and our livestock farmers. But I'm extremely proud because 24 months ago, just a few people in the world believed that we would bounce back from ground zero, the place where Maria left us. Our agriculture industry was the hardest hit, and many of us wondered when next we would eat a ripe plantain, when next we would eat a ripe banana. For an entire year, we imported eggs and chicken. Maria brought us to our knees. My dear people, the statistics are there to show that we are back to exporting fresh produce. We are back to producing our own meat at the abattoir. We are producing eggs. We can feed ourselves again, thanks to labor. There will be a significant opportunity for our farmers in a new dynamic Dominica. You will be the ones to supply the hotels, the cruise ships, the yachts, and the various sectors expanding the Dominica economy. Dominicans, as you will recall, one of the first groups of persons to receive support after Maria was our farmers. Over $18 million was provided as a cushion to our farmers to feed their families. Our government provided banana plantlets to many farmers. We replaced boats, engines. It is because of the hard work, diligent, wisdom of this strong, bold leader, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, that this government and this group of people are back on their feet today. And ladies and gentlemen, this Labour Party will continue to deliver, to continue to build a sector where people can survive the shocks of the external economy and other adversities. This afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we present a renewed commitment to the farmers, to the fisher folk, and to Dominica, that this Labour Party government will remain focused on building an even more formidable agriculture sector. Our commitment in this manifesto is to invest heavily in many more resilient practices, machinery, and methods Thus, very soon we will move and introduce and promote modern hydroponics in each agriculture division. Our fresh fruits and vegetable farmers will receive support with improved irrigation system and expansion of greenhouses. Ladies and gentlemen, in the new term, your Labour Party government will be providing over 100 greenhouses to the farming community of Dominica. Dominicans, have you noticed how many persons are now involved in the juicing business? Just for a moment, do you realize more now than ever, we have a wide range of juices at our local supermarkets. Fresh and local juices made from our fruits, by our people, sold locally and regionally. In a dynamic Dominica, we will be moving to international exports. On behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister and this administration, I would like to publicly recognize and commend the fruit farmers and juice producers in Dominica. Dominicans, this is a period in our history where agriculture sector is ready to rise high, but for the best we have ever experienced. Just imagine how much people, I know that the farmers of my constituency are bursting with excitement, because with the international airport at our doorsteps, they can ship produce out to the regional and international markets on a daily basis. And we will put the necessary facilities to allow this to become a reality. My dear Dominicans, imagine how much more money we are set to earn as a country for ourselves and for our families with these new opportunities. Dominicans, your Labour Party administration will be diligent, and we will ensure that we do all that is necessary to put you in a position to take advantage of the prosperity which is knocking on our doors. And we will be with you in a new dynamic Dominica. This Labour Party continue to invest in the modernization of production methods for traditional crops such as dasheen, yams, sweet potato, ginger, and Christophine. My dear brothers and sisters, we are committed to you, the root crop farmers, and as such, we have implemented a soil fertility mapping project to improve quality and yields. Ladies and gentlemen, I am filled with joy because I can report to the farmers of Wesley and Woodford Hill that this Labour Party administration is committed to helping you reach the pinnacle of your toil.
It's a coming, even ever coming. So never we voting. The order's coming.
In my constituency, we have in active production over 99 acres of tanya, 100 acres of plantain and banana, over 14 acres of passion fruit, among other crops. We can boast of having one of the highest concentration of active banana and plantain farmers in Dominica, providing for both local and regional markets. Farmers of Dominica, my farmers of the Wesley constituency, Maria took us to our knees. We shall bounce back and stand tall and strong. This afternoon, I say with all sincerity that this Labour Party administration will continue to take all measures to further strengthen the industry and to ensure that you see the fruits of your labor.
I put all the bottle to my auntie, my sister, even the...
To the cassava farmers and manufacturers of the cassava product, I say to you this afternoon that your future looks bright with the investment that this Labour Party continues to make in this sector. The Toloma farmers and producers of Daily Sis, the cassava producers in the Kalinago territory, cassava man of Kalibishi, my very good friend, I must acknowledge at this juncture the work that you continue to do in this market. Together we will work together to secure reliable markets for this and much more other products. Ladies and gentlemen, Dominicans, have you been listening to me? Have you observed that Dominica is no longer a single crop economy? We have evolved into a more diverse industry. And for this administration can boast, it has provided the necessary support for the agriculture industry to flourish. Dominicans, this afternoon, we wish to acknowledge publicly all those who have contributed to this sector over the past few years. This Labour Party administration understands your challenges. You are aware of the assistance we continue to provide. We continue to purchase boats. We continue to purchase engines, as well as fishing gear and safety equipment. This administration has invested heavily in the improvement of our fishing facilities and is committed to the modernization of the Roseau and Marigot Fisheries Complex. This Labour Party continues to work with you, the fisherfolk, to build a resilient fish supply through the use of modern technology and building a well-equipped and modern fishing fleet. This afternoon, we'll also like to recognize boat builders like Bentley Corrett in the Layu area. This administration has invested heavily in the young men, affording them the skill of building boats. We urge you to continue improving your product while we implement measures which will enhance your product and output. To our horticulturists, your contribution to our environment and the economy is commended. Our aim is to develop the local flower industry to meet international standards and demand. The exotic cuts like ginger lilies, birds of paradise, and pheriums are in great demand. In a dynamic Dominica, our international airport will provide direct flights. The $15 million facility at 2% at the Aid Bank is reaping fruits of our labor. The numerous job opportunities that have evolved means we are reaping the fruits of our labor. I urge you this evening to read our manifesto, appreciate the commitments we are making to you, and how much more we will do for you. Farmers, fishermen, Dominicans, Dominica is safer with labor.
I see victory, victory. I see 5 more years, I see history. Prosperity.
You are safer with labor. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, if you do not think I know what I'm talking about, I am the proud son of a farmer. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go out and vote. Vote for the new and viable opportunities on December 6th. Let us vote for the Dominica Labour Party. Let us vote for Dominica. Thank you.
In the sky. Red flag in the sky. Red flag, flags in the sky. Everything red. Red flag in the sky. Red flag, it's red. We want red flags in the sky. It's red. We want red flags in the sky. It's red. We want red flags in the sky. It's red. We want red flags in the sky. Tony, Mr. Red.
Yeah. Portsmouth massive, where you? If you're from the north, let me hear you scream. Stop to jump up. Hey, la, 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 la. Hey, la, 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 la. Hey, la, 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 la. Yeah. Okay, boy. Anybody wearing red? Come on. My father can to live my life again. Without pretending I would tell you plain. I made a lot of mistakes would be to me. It's being born and bred in this country. For no other place on earth would it do for me. Oh, it's not to say that all is rosy here. We have problems and we are poor. But generally speaking, we are an easy going people, free and clean. I hold you very good services. For you, my dearest, I cannot pass. I think of you everywhere I go. I always long to come back to you. But for other children, if I say you, I would always stand up for my truth. Well, I am your knight in shining armor. I remain your true ambassador. Sweet Dominica, you know how I care. Your humble servant, I remain. I stand by your side to stand up. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Hey, la 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 la. Hey, la 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 la. Hey, la 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 la. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, man. Okay, boy. If you ain't red, let me see you. Put your hands in the air. Sometimes the things I hear does make me want to cry. From the very children, those who have no pride. For instead of helping out, yeah, they criticize. But as I cannot lose my faith. Because Dominica, you're my rightful place. And if I belong to your good leading, who but me I there are those among us built on destroying, and they must be disciplined. I can't believe them who are crazy. None of them who are lazy, they bring shame on we. I hold you very close to my heart. For you, my dearest, I cannot pass. I think of you everywhere I go. I always want to come back to you. Well, for other children, if I say you, I would always stand up for my truth. Well, I am a knight in shining armor. I remain your true ambassador. Sweet Dominica, you know how I care. Your humble servant, Gary, man. I stand by your side, you son. Put something in the air. Stop it up, stop it up, stop it up. Hey, la 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 la. Hey, la 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 la. Hey, la 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 la. Yeah, man. Hey, hey. Okay, boy. Yeah, man. Somebody make some noise. I see a big Dominica flag over there. Bring that Dominica flag there. Bring that Dominica flag in the center. Bring that Dominican flag right in the center. Yeah. All the horn blowers, blow your horn. DJ, I want to see energy bossy right now. One question. Posse people, do you have energy? Bring it again. I want to feel the energy right now. This is the national flag of Dominica. Let me see that Dominica Dominica. Let us rise to the world. 41 years we celebrate. Want everyone to appreciate. The spotlight is on the nature isle. So we the masses must pay the rightful pile. I have seen it in my dreams. We will reign supreme. The gem of the Caribbean, West Indian Queen. So tell me what I want to know. How back do we want to grow? How much is imperative? We like the positive. Come and show me the seal. We want it to tell me. Let's come it to love.
promise, oh yes, we promise.
And we promise to work as a team, motivation from within. Promise to uphold the law, no fear the treasure. We put our faith in Georgia. We guarantee to prosper. If you believe, then let it show. Never right, let's go.
Forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go.
Forward, there we go. Put your hands in the air. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh, 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 oh. Let me see that Dominica to the world. Dominica to the world. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. The clean-up campaign has begun. Mentally we will reform. On a new day was born to this country. Demonstrating collective energy. From the first of just one little girl, unity on board. Oh, selfishness was left out in the cold, and back to the whole. Oh, man, this little rising star, from the coast together. Remember we harmony, that into one symphony. We formula to progress, we thought it was so contest. Let them know that labor is the best. Put your hands in the air. So we promise to be all we can be.
We promise, oh yes, we promise.
And we promise to vote.
We promise, oh yes, we promise.
And we promise to amalgamate any positive intake. Promise to defend the pride, the land in which we reside. We'll put our faith in Jah. We guarantee to prosper. If you believe, then let it show. Never right, let's go.
Forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go.
Forward, there we go. Somebody's good. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh, 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 oh. Yes, I. Let me see that Dominica to the world. Never rise to the world. Oh, 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 oh. Right. The day of glory lies ahead. 70,000 to be led. Success to be flagged from every stone. With the voting labor rise to the board. Hear your country's name with pride. Flaunted worldwide. Oh, when the hand of try is at your side, you can be the man. Oh, so today we will celebrate. Let the whole world through the gate. Remember 2008, time to regenerate. Tomorrow we stand as one, put us into action. Let them know that labor is number one. Put your hands in the air. So we promise to be all we can be.
We promise, oh yes, we promise.
And we promise to vote.
We promise, oh yes, we promise.
And we promise to be true leaders, servants and followers. Promise to exemplify that in which we progress high. We'll put our faith in Georgia. We guarantee to prosper. If you believe, then let it show. Labor, let's go.
Forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go.
Forward, let it go. Put your hands in the air right now.
Forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go.
Somebody's good.
Forward we go, forward we go, forward we go, forward we go.
Hello.
All level is coming, coming. Coming level is the bell. We have ring the bell, ring the bell. When I see level, I see victory. Victory, I see 5 more years, I see history.
say that is power this afternoon in Portsmouth. And ladies and gentlemen, as I told you earlier, the Dominican Labour Party is having two massive rallies this afternoon. One in Portsmouth and one in Bataka. And both rallies are taking place at the same time. Are you ready for our next speaker? Because our next speaker also has to go to Bataka. So he is coming on right now. Put your hands together for our political leader, our Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr.
These are the things I see right in front of me.
As I open my eyes, oh, I give thanks a life of a rose.
As the days go by, here comes the sun shining on my face again. Reaching me high, try so I can meditate. Dreams of brighter days. Highest grades we raise. Dreams of brighter days. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to be again here in Portsmouth, in Glanville. Let me recognize my fellow candidates, and in particular, Honorable Ian Douglas, our candidate for the Portsmouth Constituency. And to all of you who are gathered here today, and those following via live broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, as I continue to say to you, this election is by far the most important election in our history. This election will determine whether Dominica continues to prosper or whether we come to a crashing halt in December. And therefore, voting in this election is important. Not voting cannot be an option if you say you love yourself and if you say you love Dominica. And I will say to you tonight, as I have said before, this election is not about Roosevelt Skerritt. It is not about Reggie Austrie or Ian Douglas or Rosalind Paul or Lady Danielle or any one of us. This election is about you, the people of Dominica. This election is about Dominica and what type of Dominica we want to bequeath for our children and succeeding generations. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say to you that we don't come to you as a government and complain how difficult it is to run this country. We do not have oil or diamonds or pearls that we sell in international market. No. But what this government has done over the last 20 years for the people of Dominica deserves commendation from all in this country. You know when you at home and there's water flowing in the pipe, you put on the tap and you don't turn it off until you're ready to wipe yourself. You soap in yourself, water flowing. But when water go, you can bathe yourself in a little bottle of Lubia water. Because there are times we take things for granted, ladies and gentlemen. And I've said to you a number of things that we have done in Dominica are not obligations of a government. All of us here attended school at one level, whether it's high school or secondary, primary or secondary school. And you know, when before Labour came into government, when a child got to age 16, he would go home. They tell you once you get 16, the government is no longer responsible for you. And the government was right. When you get to 16, you had to go home. That is why when children would double in school at 16, they would have had to leave secondary school. But what has Labour done in the last 20 years? Labour now is educating children and people from cradle to grave. From cradle to grave. And when I meet people in their 40s, I met a lady 47 years old, and she's a student at the State College. Where in Dominica before Labour this could happen? And you know, you have heard the other side, what they have said. They have said that when they come into government, they're going to stop everything. Everything. And the last thing the leader of the opposition said was that he would close the rapid response or the Red Clinic. Now we know, ladies and gentlemen, in life, we will always need something from somebody. We will always need something from somebody. So we will never be able to stop people from needing or wanting something from the government. What can happen is that depend on who you have in government, the giving will stop. And Mr. Linton has said that he will stop giving, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what the impact would be on us and you, the people of Dominica? So the idea of not voting cannot be a consideration in this election. You have a choice, yes. But if you love yourself and you love Dominica, the only choice on the table is the Dominica Labour Party. You know, I ask myself sometimes in my own personal reflections, how did people do it before we came into government? Where did people get the little money that they need, the money they need to send their children overseas for medical care? How did our cancer patients survive the high cost of medical care overseas? What happened to us back then? We would stay home and die. Because the governments of the past were not compassionate towards people's struggles and people's cries. Understand this. The Yes We Care program is a cabinet decision. That is not written in the Constitution as a right. It is not in the Constitution. It is a cabinet decision. The NEP is a cabinet decision. Providing assistance to students studying overseas is not in the Constitution. So you don't have, it's an obligation on the government to do those things. We do these things because we understand the importance of investing in our young people so that their tomorrow can be better than their today. Because Labour understands very well that education, as is said by Malcolm X, is a passport out of poverty, is a passport to the future. And people like myself made personal sacrifices to ensure the succeeding generations have life better than Roosevelt Skerrit had when he grew up. That's what it is about, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it's about. I don't envy people. I like to see people go up and rise up, ladies and gentlemen. And there's some people, ladies and gentlemen, who believe that these things must be done. And even, ladies and gentlemen, basic things like housing. Yes, housing is important. Yes, housing is an important aspect of anybody's life. But how many of us in Dominica all of us were 40, 50, 60, 70 years? How How many of us benefited from any government housing program before Labour came into office? When Hurricane David hit us, Hurricane David hit us, we all had to go in the bush and get wood and saw it and fix our homes. Government did not help us. We struggled on our own to rebuild our homes. But what did Labour do after Erica? And what did Labour do after Maria, ladies and gentlemen? It is not written in our constitution that government must give you a house. No. We give you a house because we are a caring government. We are a compassionate government. Understand this. And you know, when I say to you, the citizens and residents of this country, that to lead a people, you must first love them. Some people don't take this thing, understand the importance of that. Being in government and being in politics is not about files and papers and correspondences. Politics is about people. And if you do not love people, you will never understand what needs to be done to help them. Ladies and gentlemen. Reflect, all of us here. We have children and grandchildren and brothers and sisters. And we know that all our children were bright children, attended school, but never made it to secondary school. Not because they were not bright, they did not pass the common entrance back then, but because before they sat the exams, the government knew how many students they were able to take in secondary schools. And what did Labour do? Labour now makes education accessible to every single child, irrespective of who you are. And not only have we created access to education, we are giving the children and the parents the means of taking advantage of that access by providing free transportation, uniform, and books to our children. And these things, we don't must do it, because if we must do it, the question is, there were governments before Roosevelt became prime minister. Why were they not done? And so, my message to you tonight here in Portsmouth is that these things don't must stay. All of these things I mentioned to you here and many others that you, the people of Dominica, are benefiting from, can go away by a simple cabinet decision to reverse the previous decision or the existing decision. It is simple as that. It is simple as that. And what we have done for people here in terms of access to land, a speaker spoke about the regularization of squatters. You were squatting on government land from the 60s and the 70s. I was not born yet. I was born in 1972. And it took Roosevelt's carry to come into government and to regularize thousands of ordinary working class Dominicans. The other side, and there's some who criticize me for giving you a home. But ladies and gentlemen, you see me, what I want for myself and my family, I want it for you and your family as well. And I thank God for giving me the opportunity to be able to go to a bank and take a loan and build a home. But I understand too that there are some of us, because of our circumstance, will never have the opportunity to go to a bank or a credit union. And what happens to you now? What happens to you? These people do not love people. And so, ladies and gentlemen, not voting in this election cannot be an option. This is not a time to gamble with your future and the future of your children. Because you know what you can expect with Roosevelt Scarrett as your prime minister and Labour in government. You know that. And you know, some people say, oh, you're not living what you have for what you don't know. You know what Linton and the opposition will do to Dominica if they come into office. You know that. You know what they will do. These guys are only interested in destruction. They're not interested in people. They're not interested in Dominica. Because for you to show interest in people and interest in a country that you want to lead, you must be prepared to make sacrifices for them, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, see what's happening. There's about 12 or so people every night by the Fortune Hotel say they're protesting. But while they're protesting, Mr. Linton is in his house in Mount Daniel under air condition sleeping. He's in his house under air condition sleeping, while the 12 or so people on the hot pavement in Roseau sleeping on the road. And you know, last night, instead them fellas bring a little sandwich, a little juice for them people. You know what they bring for them? Zaid, ladies and gentlemen. Mountain Dew rum they brought for them man last night to drink. That is how these fellas are, ladies and gentlemen. That is how they are. And so, when you look at, for example, what happened to us after the hurricane, ladies and gentlemen, everything flat in Dominica. Not one Dominica was hopeful about the future. We all gave up. But see what we have done. See what we have done in just 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. Public officers have not gone 1 month without their salaries, ladies and gentlemen. Anywhere in the world, a big country, a small country, anywhere in the world, such a disaster would have hit a country, you would have problems in paying salaries every month. But we kept everybody. We kept everybody. The NEP, we kept every single person under the NEP, ladies and gentlemen, getting a wage every fortnight, getting a salary every month. We could have said to our students who are seeking to go overseas for education and say, my brother and sister, things tight. We don't have money. Let's keep it for 2 years. No. We kept all our children at university across the world. In 2018, in the financial year 2018, we paid off $26 million for students studying overseas. $26 million. And these are not people who, if you speak surname or who know, these are ordinary working class people across Dominica who we helped from here in Portsmouth, in Wesley, in Marigot, in the Canago territory, in Vegas, all over Dominica. And just reflect how many of you who did not have a degree when Labour came in office in 2000, and see how many thousands of Dominicans with first degrees, second degrees, and PhDs in Dominica, all because of the investment of the Dominica Labour Party. Now, Labour is the first party that brought five-star hotels into Dominica. The first party that brought an international brand into Dominica. And when we came to you and we told you that we're going to build hotels, the other side told us there's no way Skerrit and Labour can bring any hotel in Dominica. And when they start seeing hotel opening, what they say now? Oh, you're building too many hotels at one time, build one by one, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're saying now. That's what they're saying. Creating jobs for people. People forget that before Labour came into office, a plane couldn't land now. If a plane coming to land now in Dominica, it will go back to Antigua. But since Labour came into office, we have night landing and wait for the international airport, ladies and gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, if you love yourself and you love this country, you have to go out to vote. And you have to go out to vote for the Dominican Labour Party. A little short-term problem cannot be a basis for not to vote. Because you will have 5 years to slip by your decision, ladies and gentlemen. And so, you either want to sleep with a party and government that understands people, or you will slip on the difficult edge of the legal in the saw. And you know a saw can cut you, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. And look at this. Look at the candidates we have. Look at the people who come on our platform to speak. What the DLP has. Edison James as the main speaker every night, ladies and gentlemen. That cannot be a party that's going forward. That's a party that's just stagnant, cannot grow. No vision, no plans, no programs. And if you cannot mount a campaign in an election, we knew that election was in 2014 December. Our constitution says that you must hold election every 5 years. December 2019 is 5 years from 2014, and you're not ready. 5 years you have to get ready to put a manifesto together, a jigsaw, the Upanio manifesto. Upanio manifesto. So if you cannot put a campaign in place, ladies and gentlemen, how are you going to run a country for 5 years? How are you going to raise the money to run this country for 5 years, ladies and gentlemen? And you know, as they hear Labour going to launch a manifesto, they come out and say, well, we're going to launch ours on 29th. 29th where? Of which month, ladies and gentlemen? And if it's the 29th of this month, it will be too little, too late, ladies and gentlemen. They waited for Labour so they can go and copy what Labour have. Copy, ladies and gentlemen. Copy. And you know, when we were in school, and if you copy on your classmates' paper, you get 0, ladies and gentlemen. So we're giving them fellas 0 on election day. They do not, my friends, when you are running a country, you're not running these mountains, you know. You're managing people's lives and people's future. And therefore you must know, you must have a plan as to how you're going to make life better for the people. And if everything Labour has brought in place, you have criticized, you have denigrated, ladies and gentlemen, what are you going to present to us? So you criticize housing. What are you going to do where housing is concerned with so many hundreds of families still waiting for a home? What are you going to do? And when they come to you and tell you, well, Labour gives 300, we'll give 500. My friends, every year we went to the parliament to get the money approved to do those things. They voted against the budget. So if you cannot give me 3, how are you going to give me 5? How are you going to give me 5? So let us not fall for any trickery, ladies and gentlemen. The only party with a vision, with a plan, a strategy, and the resources to implement that plan is the Dominican Labour Party. And where there is no vision, a people perish, ladies and gentlemen. Because these guys, you know, it is said, many are called but few are chosen. Mr. Linton was not called and he shall not be chosen to lead this country of Dominica. Who called him? Who called Linton to run Dominica, ladies and gentlemen? Look now, Edison saying, Marigot, Mr. is the worst person he has met, and Edison wants to replace him in Marigot tonight as the candidate for Marigot. And you know, I have not met one Dominican, including the Workers' Party people, who believe in Linton. They know he's a waste of time. They know he doesn't have the capacity. They know he's a grudgeful, vindictive person. But because some of them do not like Roosevelt Skerrit for what Roosevelt Skerrit is doing for the people of Dominica, they will not vote for me. People, there are some people in this country who do not like me because of what I have done, I am doing for the people of Dominica. That's what it is. This is why I am saying to you that this election is not about Roosevelt Skerritt. It's about you, the people of Dominica. It's about your future and the future of your children. Because you know, with Roosevelt Skerritt has your back and has the back of Dominica. Understand this. And you know, what we have done for public officers and public servants in this country, no other government has done. None. We went and we raised money to put in the government housing loan board at 4%. There is nowhere in the Caribbean you can get a 4% loan, ladies and gentlemen. And dozens of public officers have homes today because of labor. We went to the aid bank and we put monies at the aid bank at 5%. 5%. And many people borrowed money from that and built homes. The government was not doing this thing before. They were not doing this thing before. The interest rate at the government housing loan board was 8, 9, and 10%. We brought it down to 4. Putting money at the aid bank for the farmers and for the hoteliers at 2%. There is nowhere in the Caribbean you can get loans for the private sector at 2%, ladies and gentlemen. Not even in America. Understand this? And so, we have had to be raising money because money is not to be spent. Money is to be managed. You have to raise money to spend it and manage it, ladies and gentlemen. And every month in Dominica is a juggling. It's a juggling because it's a small country exposed to all kinds of shocks, natural disasters, external shocks. But we have continued to provide for the people. And that's why sometimes you get the impression that we have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. No, we continue to help people because of our compassionate nature, our caring nature, and our love for the people of Dominica. That's what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, you have a choice to make. The choice is very clear. Your choice is very clear. You know what labor with Roosevelt Skerritt can deliver to Dominica. And you also know what the other side can deliver for you, people, Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And so, I am saying to people, I'm saying to public officers, for example, that if Workers' Party were to come into office, I give you, and look at this, read my lips, I am telling you, within 3 months, you will stop getting a salary on time in Dominica. Read my lips. This government, this Labour government, has been responsive to the needs of people, but we have also been responsible. You have to be responsible when you're running and you're managing a small country like this. And now, we have more, before we came into office, ladies and gentlemen, a public officer did not know what a degree called except a few of them. But now we have so many hundreds of public officers who have degrees today because of the direct support given to them by this Labour Party government. And I agree. I always say that our public officers in Dominica don't get enough money for their salaries. I accept that. But we have to be responsible in the increases we talk about. Because yes, you can give an increase, but it will affect your brother and sister if it becomes unsustainable. And this is why I've always maintained that the way to address the issue of increasing salary is through a reclassification of the public service. We have to reclassify the public service and give people better and more detailed descriptions and a commensurate salary to go with that. This is why in the teaching service, we have decided in 2020 to create more positions within the teaching service to allow for upward mobility. I taught in secondary school, I taught at the college, I know how it is. And how you're going to address this is to allow for upward mobility. And with upward mobility, you can have an increase in salary at every different stage. Because for many people, it's not only about salary, it's about getting up, moving up within the structure. But with a secondary school and high school system, you have only one layer, one level. And so we believe that there are creative ways in addressing the issue of salaries and benefits. This is why in the manifesto we have pointed out some of the things we'll be doing where public officers are concerned. But let us understand we have to be responsible for how we do things. But you know, the public officers know in Dominica, the police officers know in Dominica, that this is the Prime Minister that has respected the public service and the police more than anybody else. And you know, we had 4.5 years of Edison James and the Workers' Party, and public officers couldn't speak. They couldn't speak because of fear of victimization. No. But with Labour, ladies and gentlemen, we allow people the freedom to express themselves. The freedom to express themselves. And so we have always respected the fundamental rights of people. Not so with the Workers' Party. So I am saying to you, my brothers and sisters, that this election is important. Understand this. And you're not. This is not about Roosevelt Skerritt or the Labour Party. This is about the future of Dominica. This is about the future of Dominica. That's why I'm happy to see people like Andrew back on the Labour train. He left us last election, but he's back. Look, Andrew right there. And so there are a number of Workers' Party supporters across Dominica who are joining us, and I welcome you. I welcome you to be part of this prosperous Dominica program. Because this is your country too. This is our country. And we need to embrace everybody who is prepared to work for the betterment of Dominica. And Labour has a record of embracing everybody to work for the better good, the greater good of Dominica. So ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about the future of Dominica. I am excited about the dynamic Dominica that we're trying to create for succeeding generations. And as you know, I have less time left in politics than I have served. But the rest of the time I have in the leadership of this country, I am continuing to dedicate all my soul and my being for the greater good of people in this country. Yes, we have built hundreds of homes, but we have hundreds more to build, because I want to see every single family in Dominica have a resilient roof over their heads, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see more jobs created for young people who are coming back from university so they can have higher paying jobs, greater access to jobs, and that's what we're doing in the dynamic Dominica. I want to ensure that single mothers can live with dignity and raise their children with dignity, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why we have contained in the manifesto serious programs for single parents in Dominica. I don't want our single mothers in this country in particular to be at the mercies of anybody. I want you to be independent, to have your own home, your own key, and your own job to take care of yourself and your children. That's what we're fighting for. I don't want my single mothers to be calling their children's father and saying, do I have money today, do I have money tomorrow? No. You will be able to live without them and begging them, ladies and gentlemen, because you will have your own house and your own job. That's what we're doing for you. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we're trying to protect. That's what we're trying to bring for Dominica. That our young people will not have any need to go overseas, but to stay in Dominica with a decent job to help build their country and make it a prosperous and just society. That our farmers will have the wherewithal, the resources to grow food, to supply the hotels and the restaurants and the tourists that will come to our country and make more money and export more food. That's what we're doing in the dynamic Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. No other party can speak to those things. It is the only party that can speak to those things is the Dominica Labour Party, the only party with a vision and a plan and a strategy for this country. Understand this. Ladies and gentlemen, If a man is trying to be prime minister, the man is not even pretending to like people, you know. The man not even pretending to love people. The man not even pretending to care about people. The man telling you, let me tell you something. When I become prime minister, all of those things Kerry doing, we're stopping it. We're stopping it. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you know, a fella coming by you, he'll pretend, he'll buy you a rose, he'll buy you this, and so on. But not Linton. Linton telling you, no. When I become prime minister, all of this red clinic and rapid response stop. All of the contracts and agreements that we have now in Dominica, he will cancel them. He will cancel them. So all of these homes that we're building and we intend to build in Dominica will come to a stop. Will come to a stop. So ladies and gentlemen, you know that everything is not perfect. Nothing is perfect. But you know, your future is better and safer with Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party. Miss Schultz, may her soul rest in peace, spent 15 years in government. None of us could have access to office in Roseau. When Miss Schultz would come to the meeting, she would stay in her vehicle, she would jump out of the vehicle, she would speak, she'd jump back, she'd go back Roseau. Edison was the same thing. He would come, stay in his vehicle, he'd come to speak, he'd go. You had no access to Prime Minister in Dominica. What I have done, I have made the office of Prime Minister accessible to all Dominicans of all walks of life. All walks of life. Because I believe that a leader of a country must be accessible by the people of the country. And that's what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, I did not come here to endorse Ian Douglas. Ian Douglas is well known here as the PAL rep there. All of what we have done in Portsmouth, bring Kempinski to you, bring the roads to you, bring scholarships to our children, all the homes that Ian building in Portsmouth. I don't come here to introduce Ian. All of us know Ian in Portsmouth and in Dominica and the world, ladies and gentlemen. All of us know Ian. That's why I don't tell you Ian, this Ian. Ian is Ian, ladies and gentlemen. And Ian is going to bust this guy tail in the next election, ladies and gentlemen. Because you, the people of Portsmouth, know that your future is better with the Dominica Labour Party. You know that. You know that. Because when Labour came into office in 2000, all roads in Portsmouth, in Glanville and in Zikak was mud. We had to drive in mud to go to the health center there opposite Rodney, ladies and gentlemen. We had to drive in mud to go to the North Roosevelt Douglas Primary School. We had to drive in potholes to go to the main hospital, ladies and gentlemen. Don't talk about Labour Lane and all of these roads in Glanville, ladies and gentlemen. All were mud. Governments had abandoned Portsmouth as if Portsmouth was not part of Dominica. For 30 years, Portsmouth was not part of Dominica. There was a Shanklin Clocks report from 1970, ladies and gentlemen, that told us we had to build hotels in Portsmouth. Roosevelt Skerrit was not born in 1970. And it took Ian Douglas, Roosevelt Skerrit, Reggie Austri, Labour to bring hotels to Portsmouth, ladies and gentlemen. 5-star hotels, internationally branded hotels, ladies and gentlemen. And there are more to come because I want to see that marina in Portsmouth, ladies and gentlemen. And that marina will start being built in 2020, the year of our Lord, for the Portsmouth people and for Dominica. Creating more jobs. So I don't come here to talk about Ian Douglas. We all know who Ian be. Ian just get married there to a lady in Granville. He living in Granville. What else should I tell you about?
Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, we're going. Straight to the top,
straight to the top, we're going. On December 6th, we're going straight to the polls, ladies and gentlemen. Epi nous kamete tikwa basuliala, ladies and gentlemen. The little cross by the shoe, and we're giving Labour another victory to continue to build Dominica into a prosperous and just nation, ladies and gentlemen. With Labour, you are safer with Labour. Your children are safer with Labour. Housing for the people is safer with Labour. Education for the youth is safer with Labour. Public officers' salary are sure and safer with the Dominica Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen. The future of Dominica, job creation, health is safer with Labour, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the polls on December 6th and vote for the Dominica Labour Party. Vote for yourself. Vote for Dominica. Vote for your children, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. I run things in Dominica.
Shall not be moved.
I run things in Dominica.
Thank you, DJ Real Boss. Labour! Yes. I can feel the power. And of course, we want to wish our Prime Minister a safe journey as he goes now to Bataka at the next Labour rally. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for our next speaker? I bring to you the winning candidate for the Salisbury constituency. Put your hands together for Mr. Nicholas Shanks Esprit.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening to our Labourites. But what are you going to say after the PM speak now? Labour? But if we have all these people here and we still have another rally, Papa Bodi Labour for we? Good afternoon to our loving Prime Minister. Good afternoon to our Deputy Prime Minister, and good afternoon to Mr. and Mrs. Ian Douglas. Brothers and sisters, I bring you greetings from the Salisbury constituency, brothers and sisters. And I can say to you that victory is in Salisbury for the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters. Because if after 10 years of representing a constituency, you have to now be going house to house, is because you realize you are losing the seat. Labour, let me greet each area in the Salisbury constituency, because I see you are here in numbers like it's as if it's a rally in the Salisbury constituency. Salisbury, are you there? Kulibistri, are you there? Monwachet, are you there? Okay. Brothers and sisters, we are in Portsmouth. And like PM said, I do not have to speak about Ian. But I want to touch on one topic for the Portsmouth constituency in the new dynamic Dominica. But even before I go and speak about Portsmouth and tourism, I want to say to the people of Kulibistri that you will be taken care of in the new dynamic Dominica in the year of 2020. And if you don't believe me, you can go in our manifesto on page 43 and read what Labour has in store for you, the people of Kulibistri, brothers and sisters. Labour, I do not wish to belong. Brother Ian, I will say to you that you are blessed to be the PAL rep who is managing the affairs of the Portsmouth constituency in the new dynamic Dominica. Because what I read in the manifesto is as if the tourism part of the manifesto was designed solely for the Portsmouth constituency, brothers and sisters. And those of you who have traveled and you know St. Lucia, Portsmouth is to Dominica what Grosile is to St. Lucia, brothers and sisters. You in Portsmouth have two premier touristical sites. And I speak here of Indian River and the Cabris, brothers and sisters. And you just heard the Prime Minister mention of the marina. And Bamodi Zokeshoy, let's carry the Kalfekeshoy who serve Ikefei. Labour, Jean Guantas, vous dites Labour, oui. C'est pour ça point manifesto ça, Everly en tourism. Ça, Labour qu'elle fait, bazo. Plus, passez nous fait déjà. Brothers and sisters, Labour, we in the Dominican Labour Party has recognized Portsmouth as the Mecca of Labour, brothers and sisters. We in the Labour Party has recognized Portsmouth as the Mecca of tourism in Dominica, brothers and sisters. And it is true because you can see the number of new hotels that are being constructed here in the Portsmouth constituency by Labour, brothers and sisters. And when I go through the manifesto and I see the plans that we have for local tourist development, brothers and sisters, we have areas where we will be developing new and small tourist attraction sites. And I speak here of along the Indian River, brothers and sisters. And I speak also of new sites to be developed along the Cabrits. And all I can see is that the small business owners in the Portsmouth constituency, tremendous economic benefits to you, brothers and sisters. Because just imagine when the hotels are filled and the guests in the hotels are going out and looking for new activities in the communities, all you have to do is prepare for them like the people in St. Lucia Grosile are preparing for their tourists, brothers and sisters. And I want you to just close your eyes and imagine when you have Kipinski Field, when you have the Moroccan Hotel Field, and when you have the Anichi Field, and you have tourism and tourists walking across Granville, walking against Picard, walking in Portsmouth, and looking for a little fry bakes, looking for a little Accra, looking for Indian River tour, looking for some historic perspective at Cabrits. You can imagine what is in store for you, the people of the Portsmouth constituency. Brothers and sisters, Labour, you in Portsmouth has been good to Labour. And Roosevelt Skerrit, Ian Douglas, and the Dominican Labour Party has realized your effort for the Dominican Labour Party. And in this new term, we are rewarding you, the people of the Portsmouth constituency, in the area of tourism, brothers and sisters. That is what Labour is going to do for you, above and beyond what has already been done for you, brothers and sisters. Those of you, you don't have to think hard. Just keep imagining the number of tourists walking your streets and entering your little shops and buying your little craft, buying your little goodies, brothers and sisters, buying your little coconut cheese, buying your little tablet, buying your little Dominican flag, buying your little t-shirt, buying your Creole ties, and you can imagine what Portsmouth will look like in the new term of Labour, brothers and sisters. And that is how you're going to judge and reward the Dominican Labour Party, because the Dominican Labour Party has taken care of you, the people of Portsmouth, in various forms. But all I wanted to talk to you tonight is the prospects that are there for you in tourism. Because what I read in the manifesto in New Dynamic Dominica is like the section in this manifesto for tourism was designed only for you, the Portsmouth constituency. And I think you deserve it, because you have voted Labour all these years. And Labour is rewarding you in this new term, brothers and sisters. Time is against us. I do not wish to go any longer with you, because you, the people of Portsmouth, you know what to do. Portsmouth don't have workers, so we don't have to talk about workers, brothers and sisters. PM has asked all of you to go out and vote. I know you will go out and vote. I want to ask all of Dominica to go out and vote for the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters. And you in Portsmouth, you should reward Labour by giving Labour over 2,000 votes. Because if we winning in Salisbury, if we winning in Marigot, you should show Dominica your full strength, you the people of the Portsmouth constituency. And when the votes are counted on December 6th, I expect to hear that Ian Douglas is over 2,000 votes, brothers and sisters. Labour, Labour, blow your hands, because victory is there for the Dominican Labour Party. Victory is there for Ian Douglas. 21 seats, we are sweeping them. We are wiping them off, because we have worked and you will reward us. Labour, Labour, God bless you. Thank you for listening to me. God bless you.
I see victory, victory. I see 5 more years. I see history, prosperity. I see Labour. I see victory. We that's first. Valleys are scary for the city.
Put your hands together once again for Mr. Nico Shanks-Esprit, our winning candidate for the Salisbury constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now moving on to our program. We know that you have had a long weekend. And this time we go to the Paybush constituency and we bring to you our winning candidate, the Honorable Wrestling Paul.
Daddy cannot reach to you. His eyes in the blind. He cannot see your teeth. His ears are not deaf. Daddy cannot hear you cry. Your tomorrow must be greater than today. Your tomorrow must be greater than today. No matter what I face, no matter what I see, no matter
Labour rights! Are you okay? Are you safer with Labour? For sure. We are safer with Labour. Let me recognize, first of all, my colleagues, particularly the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Ian Douglas, and his newly wedded wife. And my colleagues, Lady Danielle and Dr. King. And you in particular, the labor rights. And you know, half of us are here and half of us are in the Kalinago territory. And what a big half.
sticking with Labour, and we know that we have already won, but we need to encourage you to go to the polls, because that is the only way we can ensure victory. And we are returning this government to office come the 6th of December. We are returning the Dominican Labour Party back to office, because the Dominican Labour Party has delivered, and based on the plans presented in the manifesto for the new dynamic Dominica, the Dominican Labour Party will continue to deliver. The Dominican Labour Party has delivered to you the stadium. We have delivered proper roads. You know, I've been driving quite a few years, and it's a pleasure to drive around Dominica right now. The Dominican Labour Party has delivered smooth roads in the highways, on the highways, and in the byways. Community roads, sea defense walls, improved infrastructure all around. The Dominican Labour Party will be returned to office on the 6th of December, because the Dominican Labour Party has improved in the quality of lives of all Dominicans. We have delivered the Dominica State College. We were the first to put a program that ensures our elderly are well taken care of right at home through the Yes We Care. We have introduced the National Unemployment Program. We now have opened the first phase of the new National Hospital, the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. We have delivered thousands from situations of suffering, pains, and challenges through our many social programs. We are well on our way to ensuring that we eliminate every pit latrine in Dominica. We have delivered. And these are just a few, but now I want to mention, we are delivering to you 5-star hotels. And 5-star hotels that will ensure employment, more income in the pockets of our people, and increase foreign exchange. So all we need to do is position ourselves to take advantage of these new developments. Labour! And you know, we cannot forget, we will continue to deliver resilient houses to you. We know all around Dominica we have been delivering, and those constituencies like my constituency, you should not worry, because you will see in the new dynamic Dominica manifesto that we will be building 5,000 resilient homes for you. So, we also have delivered, many of us, from the impact of Hurricane Maria. Look how far we have come. We know we have further to go, but we have delivered people from the rain, from the broken homes, and we will continue to deliver in the new dynamic Dominica safer homes for you. Your future is safer with Labour, because Labour has a plan for you that will transform your lives, a plan for a new dynamic Dominica. Unlike the other side, who has no plan, no vision. And if you have no plan and no vision, you have nothing to offer. You have absolutely nothing to offer. And you know what? They cannot deliver, they cannot concentrate, because these people move from being vexed to being well vexed to being blue vexed, and now they're navy blue vexed. So they cannot concentrate to put a plan together, because they are just power hungry and angry. And they're angry with us. And if you let them seize any reigns of power, you will just suffer the vengeance of these people. But we are keeping them out. We are keeping them outside. We are keeping them in the wilderness, where they will only become, I'm not sure, more navy blue vex. So I have chosen to speak on certain aspects of our remarkable manifesto, our realistic and visionary plans and strategies for our beloved country, for you, my people of Dominica. And that is the only plan being presented to you for this election. I chose to speak on aspects of tourism in the manifesto, and you know, those especially related to culture and heritage tourism. And you know, culture is my passion. How many people don't know culture is my passion? Everybody knows culture is my passion. And so, in the manifesto, you would see that the provisions made are showing you how we can use our cultural heritage, how we can use our traditions, how we can use our cuisine to develop tourism products and to develop products that will help to increase tourism, the tourism dollar for you. We speak, first of all, nature I live in, the Creole style. You know, when tourists come to our shores, they are not looking for what they are accustomed to. They are looking for a new experience. And in this manifesto, we are showing you that we can offer a Creole style experience to our visitors and to earn from it. One of the areas or examples where we can earn from it, as defined in the manifesto, is through our homestay program that's being offered. Through the homestay programs, if you have an apartment, you have a home, or even to live with your people, there are a number of visitors who would like to be immersed in the culture of a country. And so it can provide local people, ordinary people within the communities who have a space to offer to the visitors a room. But it doesn't only offer that. When the visitors come, you can share your traditions with them. When the visitors come, you can share the way we live with them. For example, this was started some time ago under the Waitikubuli National Trail. And one example is the visitors came, the family had a nice space, open space, where the people would sleep under the moonlight. You know, when you're in big cities, you don't see the moonlight. It doesn't mean the moonlight is not there. But in Dominica, you can enjoy the moonlight. So the people slept under the moonlight. The people, next morning, they roasted the cocoa with the people. They pong the cocoa, and then they drank the cocoa tea. And then, you know, you share with them all the traditions that we live, everything related to the cocoa. You know how you can create a very nice product with that. So these are the type of things that we offer in our manifesto in terms of cultural tourism. You also heard about the cultural village, where the cultural village will provide space, especially for women entrepreneurs, the hairdressers, those doing massage, those providing beauty services and personal care, so that when our tourists come, they can relax, and our ordinary single women can earn and take care of their family and children. Because we know the plight of single mothers, and we want you to have these opportunities to create wealth for yourselves and your communities. So, Labour, there is much for you in the manifesto. We also spoke of Kalinago living, the history, the museums that can showcase the Kalinago Creole culture. One other aspect, and these are just a few of the examples of tourism-related activities that are encompassed in the manifesto for the new dynamic Dominica. In terms of entrepreneurship, innovation, and enterprise, I know that new technology is critical to innovation and enterprise. And we have outlined to you how we are going to use ICT to create enterprise. And this is a new initiative. Funds are already provided for this development, and we have the resources. So that's what I'm saying. We do not just have a plan, we do not just have a vision, but we have the resources. And we are able to raise the resources. Lennox knows nobody. He could not bring a bottle of water for anybody after Maria when everybody was giving to Dominica. Do you think he can raise resources for all of these that we are supposed to do to develop this country? So we say no to them, and we say yes to the Labour Party. And so in the new Dynamic Dominica, there will be incentive packages for investors seeking to implement new types of investments, new types of industry that can diversify our economy. So incentive packages. So you here, and even you, those in the diaspora, if you have a novel idea, you come to us, you discuss it, because we are all in this together, and we are providing the opportunities for you to create wealth for yourself and this country. We will be establishing a Dominica Innovation Campus, and I tell you, this is very, very important. I have visited such institutions, and this is critical to getting our young people to be innovative, because without innovation, you cannot have innovative enterprises. You cannot have invention. And so this campus will provide particularly our young people with opportunities to innovate, with opportunities to learn from international and regional investors. It will stimulate innovation, as I said. It will share on best practices and success stories so that we can learn and implement innovative enterprises around Dominica. So we have so much in the manifesto. We will be going around the different PAL reps. We'll be discussing various aspects of the manifesto to you. And as I speak, even in the cultural tourism, I can see how my communities, the Pebush constituency, can benefit. Already we are doing some things in terms of heritage and cultural tourism. We speak of the Hampstead Church that is going to be renovated. We speak of the Interpretation Center. We speak of the jetty that's going to be built so that we have more people from Marigaland to come in. So we too are going to be a very critical part of the development of the new Dominica. So hold strong. And the only way we can deliver is when you return us to office on the 6th of December. So make sure it is not maybe, it is not I will, it is I must vote the Dominica Labour Party. I must vote all candidates of the Dominica Labour Party. You must vote for a new dynamic Dominica. You must vote for your future. You must vote for the future of your children so that we will enjoy a new Dominica. Forget about the vexed people. They have no time for you. They have no care for you. They do not care about the people of Dominica. But we, the solid team of the Dominica Labour Party, we are ready to deliver. We are energized to deliver. And we have the connections and resources to deliver under the stewardship of the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of Dominica. Labour, I love you. Let's vote the Dominica Labour Party. Don't look right, don't look left. Forward we go with the Dominica Labour Party. I thank you.
Labour!
Carry my
DJ Real Boss. Thank you, DJ Real Boss. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two videos to show you. One of the brand new Kempinski Hotel and the other of the housing project across the country. So place your eyes and your attention on the screen outside as we bring to you two brand new videos of what the Dominican Labour Party is doing in Dominica. Thank you, Mr. DJ. Where are my friends with the labor horns? Where are my friends with the labor horns? Don't blow them yet. 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 Let's wait for your patience. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Make sure, don't blow the horns yet. Take a deep breath. Just fill your lungs with some air. All right? Now you can put your hands in your mouth and wait for my count. We're going to count to 3. So all my friends, with your labor hands, we're going to count to 3. Mr. DJ, no music, please. Just my hands I want to hear. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. We're going to count to 3 labor rights. So all my friends with the horns, take a deep breath. All right, put your hands down in your mouth. So we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Blow the horn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are now going to the constituency where we have our mother of labor, the Cardio constituency. Put your hands together for Lady Catherine Daniel.
What a crowd. And this is half. Let me recognize among us the Deputy Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Reggie Austri, Honorable Ian Douglas, candidate for the Portsmouth Constituency, and Mrs. Douglas. I love to say that. Can I say it again? Honorable Ian Douglas and Mrs. Douglas. It's sweet song to the mouth. My fellow colleagues, Honorable Paul, Honorable King, it's really a pleasure to be here tonight. 5 years ago, we came to you seeking a mandate to continue to make life better. Somebody say I didn't recognize the constituents. My apologies. Let me recognize our home people, Portsmouth Constituency, Cottage Constituency, Salisbury Constituency, Paybush, Wesley, St. Joseph Constituency, Maho Constituency, and the best for last, the Collyho Constituency. Five years ago, we came to you seeking a mandate to continue to make life better. And I must say, in spite of roadblocks, the natural disasters that we had, we have indeed delivered. This Labour Party-led government is never daunted by its challenges. We always seek to solve problems and make life better for you, our people. This is the natural caring nature of the Dominica Labour Party. You cannot find that anywhere else. This is evident by the delivery of the many things we promised you. The hospital, we delivered. The first phase of the hospital, we delivered. Our educational sector, we delivered. And this is evidenced by the Dominica State College and the benefits which exist in that state college. Support to students pursuing advanced educational qualifications. Transportation to ensure, even if we say tuition is free, we know that many parents are challenged by sending their children to school. And so this Dominica Labour Party did not only pay tuition, but also gave transportation support to our students. Care of the elderly, we delivered. Increasing the new remuneration for those who were employed, taking care of the elderly, the Yes We Care program. We started with $200 a month for the Yes We Care program, for the people, $1,000 a month. And we have in this year increased their salaries. because we know the type of work that they have to do to take care of these people. If you listen to the stories of the caregivers, the things they have to do, people who have abandoned their parents and put blame on Labour Party and blows on Labour Party in the diaspora, these are the people we often help take care of their students. And to the caretakers, we want to say thank you. And that is why you received an increase in that. Better health services we delivered. This is a team that is there for you. The Dominican Labour Party team is there for you to deliver. And this is just the highlights of a few things that we have done in a long list of deliverables. All this accomplishment as a result of a vision and a plan. You cannot get up one day and say, I'm just going to do Yes We Care. There must be a plan. There must be a vision. And thank God that he has given us a leader with such an amazing vision. Only inspired by the Holy Spirit, I must say. Now, we have done all this. We have delivered all this. Today, we are back before you, seeking your unwavering support to allow us to continue in our pursuit to make life ever better for you, our people. That is why we are standing here today before you. Because this is a fifth term, an unprecedented term. Not many governments survive that. And so we have to come on humble knees, seeking from you another mandate to continue what we have started. We are not here playing charades. Do you know that game, charades? Saying this and portraying actions to allow you to guess or boistering opinions. We are not here seeking to incite you with a call for negative action. We are here to present to you our plans for your future. Plans which take into account what you asked. Because in going around and talking to many of you, you asked for those plans. And it's as a result of your involvement, your assistance, that this manifesto was produced. So it's your plans that are here, and it's your plans that are there. So we have captured your ideas in this blueprint. And those of you who haven't received one, please ensure that you go to your constituency office to get one, go online to get one, because this is what you need to hold us accountable to. We cannot just write things for you, and then you say we are not doing that. So I am asking you, when you have put us in office for the fifth time, take this manifesto, hold it close to your bed, and see what we say we are going to deliver, that we are delivering. And I'll tell you one thing on that. We are human beings. We fall short. All have sinned and come short of the glory. We fall short. So what you need to do, instead of going and saying Labour Party this and they promise that, come to us and tell us, guide us, be our eyes, guide us and tell us, y'all are not doing that, and we'd like you to remain on track. This is how we have to work to ensure that Dominica benefits from the plans that we have put in place in this manifesto. It shouldn't be a coffee book table just to look at the pictures. Don't go looking for pictures to see if your constituency is there. Or don't go looking for things to see what they have for Paybush, what they have for Wesley. Because in this plan, there are broad headings. You may see education, things that are there for your children. Your community may not be mentioned, but the things in education, you can see how you can benefit from what is there for you. And that is how you use that manifesto. Our housing programs. Before the advent of Erica and Maria, Dominica, under the stewardship of Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, we had a massive housing program. Things play. Man proposes, God disposes. Things came about. And so midway, we had to abandon certain plans that we had. We had to abandon these plans to put things in place because people matter for the Dominica Labour Party. And so, with the advent of the Erica and Maria, we realized that the type of assistance we were giving to people, that is not what they really wanted. It wasn't sufficient. And so out of this was born the idea of providing you with houses. Labor? Oh, labor katwava indeed. We promise you, in the educational sector, as I said, we promise you the college, you got it. And we promise you we would help to have one university student in every household. Today we have surpassed that. In some houses, we have 3 university students. And while I'm there, let me admonish the children going to school, the children going to college. If your parents has a degree, a first degree, do not say, I want a first degree also. Go higher than this. Always set your aim high, because this Labour Party government will see you through with your plans. As I said before, we are not here seeking to incite you. We want to create in you a family of love, not a family of disobedience. So I want you to listen carefully to what the other side is asking you to do and think whether it is for the progress of Dominica. What are they as every week they are in town? Doing what? Is it planting flowers? Is it looking for jobs for people? Is it trying to go to the hospital and making life better for those maybe whose family have abandoned them? No. Look at what they are asking you to do and ask yourself, is that the kind of people you want to lead you into the new era? The gateway out of poverty, as I said, and everybody says to you, the only gateway out of poverty is through education. There's a saying which goes, you're never too young to earn and you're never too old to learn. When I was doing my master's degree, there was a lady of 80 years pursuing studies, never too old to learn. You may not go at that pace as the younger person, but you can take it slowly. So make use of the opportunities. And PM alluded to the fact that a 47-year-old is at the college. I saw her on Friday, and she was so proud. She's donned in her uniform, her books under her arms, and she's a very, very proud college student. So this gateway to poverty, which is education, is what will get you out of your situation. We can give you all we can daily, but if you do not make yourself a better person through the opportunities that are available, you will always keep coming back. We need to break that cycle. We need to break it out. We will continue to provide more educational training opportunities for our people by retooling those who require the skills and competencies. This is what we have in the manifesto. And retooling of skills. If you're a cook, don't say I've been cooking for how many years. New recipes come, new methods come. So if the college is offering a culinary arts program, you can go there because you already have the foundation and better yourself. So we'll be retooling those who require to so do their skills and competencies to provide for a more efficient and reliable society. We are here to strengthen the learning web. And by so, how are we going to do that? Through access to education for all. Creating a better trained workforce, a better system of accountability and responsibility. So we're going to start with the primary school, where though we put the hierarchy, for it's getting more pay is good, But if you get more pay with the same attitude, the same skill, it's not worth it. Your money will disappear fast. So then you have to have accountability and responsibility. And so we will do that by creating that hierarchy with clear and effective chain of commands. And that is the program we have in this new dynamic Dominica that we are trying to create. A working environment which will provide for effective learning experiences. So you heard Teacher Bonnie on the night we were launching the manifesto speak about the experiences in this classroom. And so we want to create, with this new hierarchy, with this new accountability, an environment where children will be learning at their pace and in their own time. We may have to have individual instructions. You have heard of the construction and upgrading of schools all over the island. On page 39 of the manifesto, you will see at least 28 primary schools have been upgraded. And we are doing this with innovative methods. The children now have their laptops. It's a world now, it's not chalk and talk. Children have to learn through experiences by doing. And so we'll be creating that school. But you as parents, you need to take the responsibility of ensuring that your children make good use of what is being offered to them. Substantial sums have been spent on this initiative. So maintenance and upkeep of these plans. I'm talking about the 28 schools that we have refurbished, we have restored, and schools we will be building. But you know, some of us, we like to say it's government thing, so we'll break it down. But it comes back to the taxpayers. Government is us. And when we break down, the government have to find the money to fix. So it's the taxpayers, the VAT that we take, so that we have to fix those things. So if we become supervisors, if we become security for the school system, and do not allow people to mash it down and break it down, because it was built by the Dominican Labour Party government, we are creating a bad environment. So you have to get involved. You become the government at this time. And that is the type of environment that we in this new dynamic Dominica want to create, so that the responsibility is not only that of the government, but that of all of us. Together we achieve. Together we'll aspire. Together we'll achieve. And this is how we can get a dynamic Dominica. In this dynamic Dominica also, no longer will teachers have to, you know, I've been a teacher all my life. And I know sometimes when you need a little padlock, you have to send to Ministry of Education to get a padlock, to get a little door, to buy a little toilet paper. They have to give that to you. In this new dynamic Dominica, we are going to give autonomy to the schools so that they have their budget to buy those things. So if a door is broken, they can buy it right away. But there will be accountability. Because if you can't just let off money in people's hands, and this accountability will be provided by the Ministry of Finance. So it's serious business if we want Dominica to be dynamic. So things for, as I said, for little repairs, and those things will come from that. As we proceed to establish this dynamic Dominica, we have to take seriously the opportunities that are created. With the construction and commissioning of many hotels right here in this zone, boy, that zone, prepare yourself if you have not, because things are coming. Training in the hospitality sector is of paramount importance. I'll give you a little joke from my constituent. Somebody wanted to have a little hotel, a little restaurant in the constituency. And then somebody said to the person, remember, in that hotel thing, it's not the sauce you cooking at your home, you have to go and cook in the hotel, you know. So it's not that same business that you can make a good kubuya at your home, that then you can go and do that in the hotel. So we will be establishing relationships with a culinary training school, so we will partner with them so that our young people who love to cook, who love the hospitality, can go and get qualified and come back to serve the hotels. Because as you know, in these hotels, the 5-star, the people will come, but they want the local taste. And I can tell you, in one of my communities, Dubla is noted for great cooking, very great cooking. And I want the people of Dubla to take advantage of that so that we can establish that kind of niche where we have these little restaurants, local things, not as spaghetti and macaroni and cheese business and things. They want something different. So we have to create that opportunity for these people from the hotel, when they escape from the 5-star, that they can, and we are nearby. So I'm going back to Vickers and coming back to Cottage. Cottage area have good lobster. We don't want Cottage getting everything. So we have to create that thing in that area, in that catchment area, that we are here tonight representing to make sure it's safe. Another thing in this new dynamic, Dominica, we are going to look at is our social studies, social services program. The teacher is still in me. Our social services has been unprecedented. Care for the elderly and the vulnerable among us. I mean, before, people took care of people, but now everybody's life is busy. And so this government will provide for everybody. In this dynamic Dominica, we will continue to provide for the elderly and vulnerable. In Christ's mission on earth, these were the people he associated with. He didn't go and look for the rich people. He went to the lowly, and these were the people who were his friends. And so we have to continue that Christ-like journey. We will continually reassess our services to them. Our welfare system in this new dynamic Dominica will be reassessed for greater efficiency. And you have to help us in that area. On the welfare program now, we have a lot of people whose children were getting welfare. These children have gone to school, left school, and are working, and some people still getting welfare for their children. So we have to create an accountability thing so that money is spent wisely. The non-contributory social security fund, whereby our hard-working Dominicans, and these are people who worked in the fields before, but they did not have social security. And so these are the people that this, and it's only the idea of our Prime Minister, were able to receive that $200. It has moved to $300. The other side is promising you they will increase to $5, but they don't know where they're getting the money. But in this manifesto, there will be plans to increase that amount so that the entitlement can come better. For my constituency, this is the time. This is the moment. Our time is now. The Dominica Labour Party has placed the many opportunities for growth and development before us, and we shall make full use of this. We are right between the growing economic north and soon to be the most developed city in the OECS and maybe in the region. This growing movement from the north to the city, a step will be inevitable in our constituency, not because of our geographical location, but because of our skills, because we want it to be a place, we will be the place to eat, the place to get good service, the place to get good tradesmen, the place to get good organic foods and natural products, and the place with proactive, educated, vibrant youth, and of course, the center of culture. Every development Labour makes, the CDB constituency will benefit and be part of it, be it in the booming city of Roseau or the dynamic town of Portsmouth. And this is why it is safer with flavor. The other side has no plans. The other side has no vision. What have they delivered? What are they seeking to deliver? And so, my people, remember on December 5th, we are humbly asking you to make a cross for Dominica, for your children, for your people. Now, since I won't be coming back on the stage, I must say this. Remember, we are not fighting an easy battle. We have a lot of things happening. And as I leave here, I just want to seal this activity here today, this rally here today, with the precious blood of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Let this blood take you to your home safely. Let there be no accident. Let us declare and proclaim what God has said for us. And let us live here in love, unity. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Coming, hospital coming, even airport coming. So never we voting. The others coming, hospitals coming, even airport coming. So never we voting. I put off the ball, tell that to my auntie, my sister, even the mother. I put off the ball, tell that to my auntie, my sister, even the neighbor. He put off, way, she put off, yeah.
Imagine Shanks want to call share on this song. You go after him. Give me the next one, man. Yeah, you go. Check it out. Give me. Are you a lover? Right? Somebody make some noise now. Hands in the air. Put your hands in the air, yeah? Yeah. Some man want to run this country, but they have no capability. Don't mind if you bring yellow or black, you must have Dominica at that. Oh! Right now the country making progress. That means our PM is very blessed. Who behaving like the power posers. I believe they want to feather their nest. So let me sing now in Portsmouth. vote in a PM. Reject Jack Slington and vote Dr. Scary all the way. Are you hearing me? If you hear me, somebody make some noise. Yeah. Oh. Housing and education revolution that we doing well for the nation. The past wasn't so pleasant, but I'm impressed with the present. And if we continue how we going, our students learn, money keep flowing. Well, I am proud to be a Dominican, to be the most respected people in the region. Tell them we sing the calypso.
Keep the fire burning.
I cannot hear you.
Keep the fire burning.
Well, then we can vote on the election day. Anytime you vote in a party, reject UWP and vote the
Labour Party all the way.
I like that. Sing it. Keep the fire burning. Keep the fire burning. Burn them with your vote on the election day. And anytime you vote in a PM, reject Jack Slington and vote Dr. Sperry all the way. Maybe, yeah. Hey. Dominicans, I cannot trust Lennox Linton to be the PM of this country. Never! You know why? The projects that under all stop and the foreign aid that go cut short. In these hard economic times, you know we have no oil, copper or gold mines. You need a leader to lead from the front with the ability and skills to achieve the things we want. Dominicans, sing it!
Keep the fire burning.
Sing it!
Keep the fire burning.
Burn them with your vote on the election day. Anytime you vote in a party, reject UWP and vote
Labour Party all the way.
Put your hands in the air and
Keep the fire burning.
hands in the air.
Keep the fire burning.
Burn them with your vote on the election day. Anytime you vote in a power-up, reject this crazy fella and vote Ian Douglas all the way. The onus on you Dominicans, you must make the correct decision. Yeah? All the eloquent speakers on cue, don't allow that champ to distract you. Oh. If you take a drive around the country, open up your eyes, I'm sure you go see. All the projects taking place frequently is all because thou scary and the Labour Party. Somebody make some noise.
Keep the fire burning.
See your hands up. Put your hands in the air. Burn them on election day. Anytime you vote in a party, condemn UWP and vote
Labour Party all the way.
I wanna rise. Keep the fire burning. Keep the fire burning. Burn them with your vote on election day. Anytime you vote in a PM, reject the Jack Slington and vote Dr. Scary all the way. I love you, Dominica. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Love you, love you.
Something's happening, and it's so exciting. People just having fun, one big celebration. Must be a really grand occasion. Something's happening that you shouldn't be missing.
And something is happening in Parsi tonight! And something is also happening in Bataka tonight! That's what Labour for. Two massive rallies on the same day, from the same time. Only the Dominican Labour Party can do that. And they're struggling to get a crowd in St. Joe tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the Portsmouth Constituency, are you ready for your Member of Parliament? Are you ready for Ian Douglas? Well, tonight, to officially welcome and introduce your candidate who will be returning this seat to the Dominican Labour Party is none other than Miss Frederica James. Put your hands for Miss Frederica James as she introduces the Honorable Ian Douglas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to our incoming parliamentarians. Good evening to my representative. It was Marcus Garvey who said that a people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. And since we are trees with roots, we either need a refresher history course or a lesson in history. And today I am beaming with pride to introduce to you Ian Douglas, the winning candidate for the general election come December 6th for the Portsmouth constituency. Ian Douglas is a zealous Posse man. Ian was born in Zikak and lived there for 9 years. He trekked up the mountain river, played in Benjamin's Park, Dimang, and in the coconut fields in Sugarloaf. Boys like Morvan and Clay John, Trevor and Crispin Rodney, Peter London, Richmond Panther, among others, were his buddies with whom he zipped through the Mang. Ian then moved to Bay Street, close to the Bayside, where he met those we called jetty boys, like Barifta, Wings, Uncle Toss, and Rogers. He was afforded the opportunity of sailing with Mr. Wade and Deroche, traveling to Guadeloupe and Saint Martin every holiday. His proximity to Indian River and Borough Square and the wharf, the jetty, lent him experience to another type of relationship with people like Sparrow, Friday, Mafford of blessed memories. The young boys at the time were Mike's friend. They were footballers. His role models, he called them, people like Rogers Breeze and Shala. Both are dead. They have gone beyond. Ian was attractive to football and played football in the Mang with boys like Frankie and Bernard, Aldrin and Nero, Jerome and Belgrave were added to his list of brothers from other mothers. It was because of his big brother whom he adopted, Elijah Peter, better known as English, who was also Mike's foot soldier, who led him to being the goalkeeper for Kokotong football team. And he is still a footballer. He is the goalkeeper for veterans football team. Sport was not his only extracurricular activity. He was a member of Bawibef Scout Troop. And then, the Glanvilla. You know what he has in Glanvilla? The Glanvilla Scout Troop. Being the versatile individual that he is, he used to MC shows in the Abidi Cinema, which set his stage for the active involvement in organizing carnival activities. At the Portsmouth Secondary School, he lent support to football, drama, and even hiking. In the early 1980s, he gravitated towards Granville because he fell in love with Annie, whom he married just last Saturday. It was also in 1980 that he became involved in politics when the late Michael Douglas, his father, was the Portsmouth candidate for the then Dem Lab. Ian is an active member of his church, the Portsmouth Roman Catholic Church. He even delivers sermons just like any reputable preacher. Like any caring and concerned Christian, Ian continues to serve his people. And like Madam, his grandmother, his father Mike, and Uncle Rosie, he's always ready to reach out to the less fortunate. He's an easygoing, sometimes too easygoing, and approachable individual. He's humble and finds it hard to be anything but a generous person who tries to help and please everyone. Ian has been made by politics. Ian is just a polite, loving soul who is always willing to help. Ian is a lawyer by profession who gave up his successful career after 7 years to serve his people in government. Ladies and gentlemen, young people, I present to you the versatile man, the God-fearing man, the lawyer, the politician, the one who is passionate about the development of Portsmouth, the man who like us believes that the development of Dominica is dependent on the development of Portsmouth. I present to you the man who will be the winning candidate for the Portsmouth constituency on December 6th. I present to you the man who is going to spell out for you his political achievements, the man who is going to give you in details his plans for our constituency. I present to you the dynamic, eloquent orator. I present to you the man whose very name demands that you listen to him. I present to you the man who saw the stars, who heard the rolling thunder, and who acknowledges how great thou art. Ladies and gentlemen, I present
party shall not be moved.
Thank you.
I run kings in Dominica.
Let me say. Hello.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved.
Labour! Let me say thank you to Miss Frederica James this evening. Fedo, I'm humbled by your introduction. Thank you very much. I think you did an exceptional job. Put your hands together for Frederica. Frederica had one request this evening. And she said I must repeat the song that I sang in Parliament when we remembered where we came from the night after Hurricane Maria. So let's go. I see the stars. I hear the rolling thunders. My God, throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my God, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my Labour! Thank you very much. Honorable Prime Minister was with us, and I want to say thank you for a very resounding and moving speech that he gave us this evening. Put your hands together for the best Prime Minister and the best leader in the Eastern Caribbean and perhaps in the Western Hemisphere. The brightest, the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, brothers and sisters. Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, the oldest and perhaps one of the most successful politicians in Dominican politics today, the Honorable Reginald Austri. My cabinet colleagues, Rosalind Paul and Catherine Daniel, who are here with us. My fellow candidates, Dr. Addis King and Nicholas Shanks Esprit. My campaign managers and my campaign team, I must say, put your hands together for all the people who continue to work with me and for me. I don't want to start singling them out tonight, lest I forget anybody. And we have our great friend from Wesley, Fidel Grant, here with us. Let me hear the people from the Wesley constituency. Put your hands together for the Dominica Labour Party. Labour! The people from Calibishi, Benson, Pebush, put your hands together for Rosalind Paul. Labour! The people from Penville, Vickers and Thibault, who are going to be re-electing Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. Labour! Let's hear it from Kiapushin in the north to Tatan in the south
and all of the villages in between for the Dominica Labour Party candidate, Honorable Reginald Ostry. And put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Catherine Daniel in the Coliho, Jubla, and Biosh constituency. Put your hands together for Nicholas Shanks Esprit, who is going to be creating history in this election by winning the Salisbury seats. Salisbury, Coolibistry, and Monrachet. Put your hands together for him. And put your hands together for Dr. Addis King in St. Joseph, brothers and sisters. So how many seats have I counted? I counted about 8 seats so far. Wesley, Paybush, Vickers, Cottage, Portsmouth, Coliho, Salisbury, and St. Joseph is 8 seats that the Dominica Labour Party will be winning on the 6th of December, ladies and gentlemen. We must win the next general election. Because it's 8 seats, we're just looking for 3 more to make it 11. And I don't even count seats like Grand Bay and Soufriere yet. We're not going there. We're just talking about what is in our zone. That is why I know. And we don't reach Maho yet. Put your hands together for the Maho Party that is with us here tonight. With Honorable Reuben Blackmore. So that is 9 seats in our zone that we're bound to win come the 6th of December. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a bit of history. You are in the Mecca of labor. And as the parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth seat, I want to welcome you to one of the only places in Dominica that have always voted for the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters.
I see victory, victory. I see 5 more years. I see history, prosperity.
Portsmouth never vote any other party other than Labour. But you see Glanvilla, Mike used to call Glanvilla Jade Patat. Because in the 1975 election, when Charles Savret thought he had won Zikak, and when he come down to Portsmouth, he thought he had won Portsmouth. But the votes of Glanvilla were not counted yet. And when the votes of Glanvilla were counted, Labour Party swept the elections of the Dominica Labour Party in the Portsmouth constituency. It was Edward Oliver LeBlanc who gave the people of Glanvilla the lots here in Glanvilla at $500 a square foot at the time, brothers and sisters. So when this Roosevelt Skerrit-led Labour Party is leading the housing revolution right now, brothers and sisters, it started with E.O. LeBlanc, brothers and sisters. It started with E.O. LeBlanc. Okay? And so the housing revolution that we are experiencing now is a continuation of what LeBlanc Labour Party started. Do you know, brothers and sisters, that this Labour Party, the first set of money that the Labour Party spent when Rosie was Prime Minister in 2000, brothers and sisters, was spent at the Benjamin's Park to drain the Benjamin's Park. Frederica told you we used to call it Mang at the time, brothers and sisters. And we spent monies to drain the Benjamin's Park. Brothers and sisters, we know what the Mang used to be before. Those of us from Portsmouth who know Seto East and Macambo know is Seto East and Macambo used to tie their donkey and their cow in Benjamin's Park. And we used to go there and send stone behind big ass, brothers and sisters. That was what the Mang was at the time. And we used to skate down the red mud of government school on catboard. Do you remember that? And we used to skate down into the guava called Macaraibo. Do you all from Portsmouth remember those days, brothers and sisters? Now Benjamin Spark is well trained. It is lighted, brothers and sisters, with cricket and football pavilions. That was done by the Dominican Labour Party. And we have more to do. We have more to do in Benjamin Spark. We have netball courts and tennis courts that will be coming. We have locker rooms for the footballers and the basketballers and the netballers when we build the netball court, because we have some of the strongest sporting teams in Dominica. They cannot touch us in netball. They cannot touch us in basketball. Bombers Football Club is one of the strongest football clubs in Dominica today. And our cricketers under Ambassador, I know the two black people will argue with that, but we're playing all you in the finals coming up soon. We're playing you all. And we want to play you all in Benjamin Spark because we have to beat you all back for last league. That is the sporting prowess of the Portsmouth people, brothers and sisters. And it is we, the Dominican Labour Party, who rehabilitated Benjamin Spark. We have to do stuff even here at Gispark in Glanville. And in our next term, we will light up this playing field, we will fence it, and we will put some spectator stands, changing rooms, and locker rooms, not just for sporting events, but for social events like these, and crusades, and other activities, right here in Gispark. That is on the cards, and that will be accomplished by the Dominican Labour Party. One thing you know about us, there we never make a promise yet in this Labour Party that we have not fulfilled. I challenge the United Workers' Party. Tell me any promise the Dominican Labour Party make that we have not fulfilled, brothers and sisters. And while we are here speaking about Georgetown, brothers and sisters, Georgetown, I stood with the Granville people and we fought for Georgetown. And if I have to do it again, I will stand with the Glanville people, brothers and sisters. And look at the pretty apartments that we have built in Georgetown for our people in the Portsmouth constituency. And I can promise you, I want to promise you, those of you all who have not gotten your apartments yet, we built 68, we give out 24, we have a next 40-something to give out. Before the end of the year, you will have your keys, and we will build more apartments until every single person in Portsmouth is given an apartment in Georgetown. That is my promise to you. That is my promise to you, brothers and sisters. So, Georgetown is unfolding, and we have a Portsmouth development plan, because we sat down about 10 years ago, and we wrote out a Portsmouth development plan. So we know where everything has to go in the constituency as we continue to develop the constituency for the next 20 years, brothers and sisters. And you will see those plans. And those plans are not pie in the sky plans, you know, because they are unfolding now. We told you about housing in Georgetown. You see the houses are being built. We told you about houses in Cotton Hill. You see that the homes are being built. We told you about hotels in the Cabrits, and the Kapinski Hotel is open now as we speak. Go and see it for yourself, brothers and sisters. So when we tell you about plans, we always deliver on our plans. We told you about the development of the Indian River, and it is under this government that we built the new tourist reception facility there. We renovated the Mawed Bridge. For years, students going to PSS had to jump in the river to go to PSS, brothers and sisters. We built that bridge. For years, the Indian River Bridge was shaky. We replaced it, and we replaced the Para Bridge and the Lago Bridge. That is the work of the Dominican Labour Party, brothers and sisters. That is the work of the Dominican Labour Party. And we have more work to do at the Indian River mouth, at the Kanash. In the next term, we will restore the Indian River. And you can see the dredging is going on now. For the first time in our lives, we see the Portsmouth rivers being dredged. I never see a river being dredged before. And it took this Labour Party government to dredge the Point Rong River and put a new Point Rong Bridge. Dredge the Picard River, dredge the Indian River, dredge the Lago River, brother, and to keep our people safe. That is what we are all about. And later on, I will tell you that we will reinstate those big storm drains that used to run from Rodney Street going down to the Bayside so that we can take care of the flooding in Portsmouth, brothers and sisters. You will see that happening. You will see that under this government.
Victory! I see 5 more years, I see history. Prosperity and see labor, I see victory. We the first, Malice are scary for the city. Dennis Charles.
Brothers and sisters, we were the ones who started Creole jazz at the Cabrits. We brought that down here, such a great event. And we have to do more. We have to do more, and we will do more with the Cabrits, brothers and sisters. We will do more with the Cabrits. We have to do a fish night at the market, Rita. The St. Peter's Feast we reinstated, and Tanasha. This year, we will continue, and we have to team up with the fishermen to have a Friday fish fry at the market. And we will be working to achieve that. Because Val Ferry is now coming to Portsmouth. And Val Ferry is bringing French people here to Portsmouth. We have the rooms, we have the activity, brothers and sisters, and we have the hotels for the French people to stay when they come to Portsmouth. We are on the move, brothers and sisters. I told you that Portsmouth will become the hub of tourism in Dominica, and that is becoming a reality before our very eyes. As Minister of Tourism, I worked with Jeff and Cobra and the boys, and they set up PAYS, Portsmouth Association of Yacht Security and Safety. And today, PAYS is known all over the Caribbean, brothers and sisters. And we will do more. Today, Portsmouth and Prince Rupert's Bay is the capital of yachting in Dominica. In Dominica, brothers.
I put all the water to my auntie, my sister, even the
That is the work of the Dominica Labour Party. What we promise, we always deliver. I told you that we have to do more in Georgetown. We are going to do more. There is a health center that will be built in Georgetown. There is a multi-purpose resource center that will be built in Georgetown. There is an administrative building that will be built so that all government departments in Roseau will come down to Portsmouth, so we don't have to go to Roseau for a birth paper. We don't have to go to Roseau for a passport, brothers and sisters. All of a license, all of those services, we'll put a building here. The mayor and the town council will also have an office inside that building, an administrative building. The sub-treasury, the post office, the police station, a performing arts theater. So all our energetic young people can go there and perform, brothers and sisters. And we will also establish a section for the youth development division. That is what we will do, brothers and sisters. And while we are in Georgetown, the second part of Georgetown will be used to expand the Longhouse and the port. That is what we will do. And if you go down to Purple Turtle now, brothers and sisters, you will see a brand new wharf being built right there, brothers and sisters. Brand new wharf at Purple Turtle. And that wharf is just stage 1. Stage 2 is a boardwalk. So if you go to Roseau and you see what they're doing along the Roseau River, we are going to do a boardwalk from Poguglu coming north back into Purple Turtle with kiosks and vending stalls, so we can sell our craft to the tourists. We can sell our souvenir. And these are concrete plans that have been established by the Ministry of Tourism. And you will see those plans unfold in the next term of this government, brothers and sisters. Borough Square. Borough Square. If you go to Charles Avenue now, when you turn up going to the hospital, by Pottersville, you see some nice shops and stuff, some nice things. We are going to put some of that on Borough Square, so our young business people can establish their little businesses. their craft and their souvenir for the tourists who will come. And we will reinstate the jetty that used to be at Borough Square, brothers and sisters. We will be reinstating the jetty. I met with the police. I met with the police in Portsmouth, and I invited the sign man to come down to join me. And we are going to take care of the traffic situation in the town once and for all. Once and for all. I have spoken to the PS in tourism, the Ministry of Tourism, and they have the money to pay for the one-way signs. So we are going to make the town a one-way. So when you drive going north, going towards Lago, you drive along Bay Street. Then you turn up and you come back south along Rodney Street. And we will make the town more traffic friendly for people coming to do business in Portsmouth. You will see that happen. We will cut an extra road along Rodney Street going into Bawa and coming back around by Indian River. So that will alleviate the traffic congestion. So the persons going to Dodan and Pebush and Kalibishi of the East, they don't necessarily need to come into Borough Square. They can turn left by the Indian River and come out on Grand Bay Street going east into 1 mile. These plans will unfold in the next term, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, we in this part of the country, in Portsmouth, were the first people to send athletes to the Olympics. Jerome Roman and Don Williams. So in point wrong, and I have discussed those plans with the Honorable Prime Minister already, we will build an athletics track in Point Wrong so that all our athletes will come down to Portsmouth to train. Foreign sports people during the winter, they can come to Portsmouth and stay at our 5-star hotel, and they can train in our world-class facilities, including the athletics track. These are some of the things that we will do, brothers and sisters, in the next term. Our fishermen at the fisheries complex, another project built by this Labour Party under this parliament, brothers and sisters. We will be upgrading our fishermen and giving them boats that they can go out for free of 4 days, brothers and sisters, to catch all of the large archipelagic species of fish like the bluefin and the yellowfin tuna to come back to sell to the hotel. Just like we are doing now with the multi-purpose pack house in Longhouse, which I established as Minister of Trade. Now all the farmers of the north can bring their fresh produce to the multi-purpose pack house. And we are buying everything because we have the market for it. Kapinski is asking for everything from cucumber to dashing to yams, everything, tomatoes, carrots. We have it. And we're buying it at the multi-purpose pack house in Longhouse. And we are using some for domestic use, and we are exporting the rest, brothers and sisters, to Guadeloupe, Martinique, Antigua, Anguilla, and Saint Martin. These are some of the things that we are doing for you. 2 weeks ago, I sat down with about 20 young people from Portsmouth at the Kapinski. Ambassador Emmanuel Nantan and myself sat down and we started speaking about the future development of the town. And they, as young business people, where they would like to see the town go as far as business and commerce is concerned. And while we were there, brothers and sisters, some investors landed at Benjamin's Park on a helicopter. And the Prime Minister told you that those investors came down specifically to deal with the yacht marina that will be built at the Cabrit in the next term of this government, brothers and sisters.
I vote all about to my auntie, my sister, even the
We have plans for every hamlet in the constituency. From Dodan, brothers and sisters, we are repairing the bridge now. For Community Day of Service, We started work on the Trigain Road. We had done some work there before. And that work will continue. The old bridge we had there, George couldn't pass with a cement truck. It fell down. Within a week, we replaced the bridge. In L'Etoile, we'll be doing some work. In Guarivier, I have given the Minister of Communication and Works the estimates already. And we will start some work there. I told Judge Nantan, he is in Dodan, and he must not leave Dodan until all of those capital development works are completed, brothers and sisters. That is what I promise you, that he cannot leave Dodan until, and I told the Prime Minister, we will find the resources to do those works for the Dodan people because they deserve it. Like Glanville, Dodan has been steadfast with the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters. Yes, and we have to reward them for that. Also in Bonn, we have to continue the development of Bonn, a small hamlet, but these people there, they are very faithful and they are very loyal. And I appreciate them for that, brothers and sisters. Very patient people. So all over the constituency, the main roads, we did the road from the market going up to the hospital that is well paved. Now we are working on Bedford Street from James Store down in the west all the way up to LD in the east. Well paved, good covered drains and everything. When we finish that, we are going to do the street from Methodist Church coming all the way down to Granby Street by Gem Shop. We're going to do that road. Glanville, we coming to do the center road from up by the community center going all the way down to Jack Robinson's automotive repair. We are going to do resurface that road, brothers and sisters. We will continue the housing program. And I know that some of you all have been very patient because you have not seen your houses yet. But we have a plan to bring the concrete houses down to Portsmouth. The houses like what you see going up in Point Michelle and in Hillsborough Gardens, brothers and sisters. Hurricane-resistant concrete houses. That is what we will do for the people who have their own land in Portsmouth. So be patient. Don't worry. We will bring that to you, brothers and sisters. So I have a plan. We're working with a plan. Don't turn back now. Don't lose faith now. We have come too far, brothers and sisters. We have worked too hard in this constituency. We have stood up with the Dominica Labour Party, and the Dominica Labour Party is standing up with us. You heard my colleagues. Half of the manifesto is concentrated on Portsmouth. And I would say, without any fear of contradiction, that the ultimate development of Dominica lies in the development of the town of Portsmouth. We will continue to send all of the students who want to go and study. We will send them and study. You heard the Prime Minister tell you how much millions we have spent. I met with the college students and we removed college fee. You don't have to pay no college fee to go to the college right now. And we will pay your transportation from Portsmouth to the college and back, brothers and sisters. That is what we'll do for you. In the next term, we will make Portsmouth Secondary School a satellite of the college. So you can stay down here and go to PSS and follow your courses and your classes at the Dominica State College, right here at the Portsmouth Secondary School. Take advantage of that, brothers and sisters. We are the only party that can continue the Yes We Care program. We are the only party that can continue the NEP program, brothers and sisters. Don't make nobody fool you. That is not a government program. That is a Roosevelt Skerrit brilliant idea, brothers and sisters. And if we are not in power on the 7th of December 2019, you can kiss all of those programs bye-bye. Because Lennox Linton told us that he will scrap all of those programs, brothers and sisters. So We love JJ. We don't have no problem with JJ. We don't know, but we cannot go and waste our vote on JJ. After Hurricane Maria, if you want to represent people, if you want to go up for election, you don't have a plan in your head now. After Hurricane Maria, Double O and the boys, Doc and all of those fellas going around cleaning the streets, Shem have his head tie, going all over the place, helping people. Masha was like a man with a shovel cleaning the drains. Where was JJ, no man? Where was JJ on the port? Where we take over the port and we were packaging stuff and going and deliver to our people. Where was JJ? We kept a community meeting right here in Gisbach to apprise our people of what was going on as far as the hurricane was concerned. Where was JJ? Where was JJ, man? Come on now, man. So he is like his leader. They don't care about people. And we don't have nothing against him. We love him. He's a brother. He was there with us in the struggle in Georgetown. He was there. We'll take care of him. But as far as our future is concerned, as far as the level of representation for Portsmouth on a national level is concerned, brothers and sisters, I can go to any part of Dominica and speak on behalf of the Dominica Labour Party, brothers and sisters. That is the kind of politician that you are. And I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting. That's 20 years of hard work on behalf of the Portsmouth people. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit can give me any portfolio in the government to run, and I can run my ministry, brothers and sisters. And the people of Portsmouth know I love them. All you know, I love all you. That is not no question. I love my people. I don't see red, green, or blue when it comes to helping people. All of us in Portsmouth are Portsmouth people, and you are dear to my heart. I have fought for you, and you know it. And you know they could have fired me for that Georgetown thing. You understand? I have stood up with you, the people. And I will continue to stand with you, the young, the teenagers, the elderly, the old, from Georgetown to Picard, to Glanville, to Portsmouth Central, to Zikak, to Chance, to Bonn, and to Dodan. I will give you, as I have been doing, my heart and my soul for the foreseeable future, brothers and sisters. I thank you. I thank you. I really, really, really want to thank you tonight. I'm not serious. I really want to thank my constituents because you have been absolutely patient and you have been understanding. And while I leave you and I go and help my other brothers and sisters in Roseau South and in Kalinago territory and stuff, you have been patient with me. But I have decided that this election campaign, I am staying in Portsmouth here with you for the rest of the campaign. For the rest of the campaign. And I'll be walking the streets and visiting the homes, brothers and sisters, so that we can show Dominica, brothers and sisters, that we are making no joke when it comes to our future and our destiny. We are making no joke when it comes to politics, brothers and sisters. And let us clear up one thing tonight. They say that it's only the Douglases and Mike and Rosie. Way before Mike and Rosie ever came, we were supporting E.O. Libla here in Portsmouth. E.O. Libla leave Vekas and come here, and he beat Baron, and Baron closed up his shop and he goes on, he never passed back. Right? So Portsmouth people have been supporting the Dominica Labour Party for years, for 60 years, forever. And we will continue to support the Dominica Labour Party because Labour is the best thing for Dominica. Labour is the best thing for Portsmouth. And Labour is the best thing for us. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Labour! 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 Forever! 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 I thank you very much. Thank you.
Shall not be moved.
I run things in Dominica.
Done already. Hey, big up the Posse Massive and them, big up the Vickers Massive, good and Kenville, you done already. Big up the whole of the North. And you don't know we're going straight inside with Labour 2020 with the Western time. You don't know. Inside. Yo. What I will, hey, what I want? Let me hear the one and them. Inside. 5 years, 5 more, we tell them. Inside. 5 years, 5 more, we go in. Inside. 5 years, 5 more, we go in. Inside. 5 years, 5 more. We tell them, open the poly door. I tell them, open the poly door. I tell them open the poly door. Cause it's Labour for sure, we tell them open the poly door. Cause it's scary for sure, we tell them. Inside, vote. Inside, we tell them, inside, who it up? Hey, what my real Labour rights and them? Let me kill all you now. Let me kill up. Hear that. In all my life I live in, I never hear before no cool out pass in Dominica. And if they say cool out pass this time, well, so, and how much years? Maybe 20, 25 years Portsmouth, straight to Ian. And you know they're not going outside, so it's straight inside. Drop it. Inside. What the Vickers massive there? What the Dolan massive there? What the Penfield massive there? What we tell them? Inside. 5 years, 5 more. We go in. Inside. 5 years, 5 more. We go in. You don't know already. We tell them. Inside. 5 years, 5 more. We say open it. Cause it's Ian for sure, we tell them. Cause it's Reggie for sure, we tell them. Cause it's Scary for sure, we tell them. Cause it's Labour for sure, we tell them. Inside, vote. Inside, vote. You go in, inside. We tell them, inside. We tell them, Labour right inside. Locking down the tongue. All you see is red. Labour all around. Party working hard, make the country glad. We got in the shoe, it's how we make a sound. Open the polling door, cause it's open the polling door. Hey boss, you know already. Straight inside. We say open the polling door. We tell them, inside. 5 years, 5 more, we tell them. We tell them, inside. Yeah, we put it. That you have to do. Let the country red. You know how make we put the X by the shoe. That you have to do. Let the country red. You know how make. Tell them we red, ready. Tell them we ready. We say open the polling door, cause it's Ian for sure, we tell them. We say open the polling door. Open the polling door, cause it's. Why say one more time? We pull it up, we are reading it one more time. Why say? I don't know already. Pick out the Labour massive and them, straight inside.
We ready, hot. Yo, straight to the top, Labour going. 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 If you're not in Labour, well you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well you're not in time. If you're not in Labour, well you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well you're not in time. Yo, we red, hot. We red, hot. We red, hot. We red, hot. Straight to the top, Labour going. Straight to the top, in Labour, well, you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well, you're not in time. If you're not in Labour, well, you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well, you're not in time.
Belly sauce, the best. Belly sauce, the song, the best. When she sing my song, the best. Who bets loss? Who bets loss? Belly sauce, the best. Belly sauce, the song, the best. When she sing my song, the best.
Thank you.
Who bets loss?
Thank you very much, DJ Real Boss. Doing a very good job for us this evening. Labor rights! Can you believe that we are having 2 rallies on the same day? And look at people in Portsmouth! Missy. Labour Party strong. Don't forget that December 6th is the date. And we want to ensure that we put back Labour in office with a resounding victory on December 6th. And to all of you who will be voting for the first time, to all of you voters for the first time, you want to make sure that your cross is with Labour, because Labour is the winning party. Labour is the winning party. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for our next speaker? Are you ready for our next speaker? But still to come this evening, we still have Rio, who will be entertaining us afterwards. So please stay for Rio, and we have some other entertainment afterwards. So don't forget to stay for Rio, who will be here entertaining us afterwards. But ladies and gentlemen, we now move to a constituency that has stood firm with Labour for over 20 years. We now bring to you the parliamentary representative for the Cottage constituency, our Deputy Prime Minister. Put your hands together for the Honourable Reginald Australia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Well, I'll tell you something. It's a long time I don't feel I under pressure on a political platform. But having to follow Ian after that speech, I don't know. I wish I didn't have to speak after Ian. But we have a job to do, and we have to go until December 6th. But I want to say a special good evening to all of you, the residents of Portsmouth, who have turned out this evening to give Ian Douglas and the Dominican Labour Party your fullest support. And to shut up all those who have been talking about Portsmouth losing and Ian losing and Labour losing. Well, we will hear what they have to say tomorrow. But I can tell them, as of tonight, that Portsmouth seat belongs to the Dominican Labour Party. Let me just recognize all our candidates: Fidel Grant, Addis King, Rosalind Paul, Catherine Daniel, Shanks Esprit, and Mrs. Douglas. I'm going to be brief tonight and short tonight. But I just want to tell them, because you know what? 2 months ago, Alex Bruno did a poll, and he said that they were winning 14 seats, including Cottage, Viecas, Portsmouth, and Collier. Yesterday, they put out a poll. Listen, they said they're winning 11 seats. Labour winning whatever. But Labour winning now, Viecas, Cottage, Portsmouth, and Collier. So what is the arithmetic? If 3 months ago, you was winning 14, we were losing this 4. Tonight, you winning 11, and we Labour winning this 7-4. So how many you winning, ladies and gentlemen? How many you winning? But you know, the UWP don't want to win no election. The UWP not interested in winning any election, ladies and gentlemen. The United Workers' Party intend on disrupting this election and to win by default, ladies and gentlemen. The United Workers' Party on a mission to instill fear in the people of Dominica to prevent them from exercising their franchise and their democratic right to vote, ladies and gentlemen. The United Workers' Party is responding to their foreign advisors that the only way they can come close to the seat of power is to disrupt the elections, and have started, ladies and gentlemen. Just yesterday, they blocked a Princess Margaret Hospital bus carrying supplies to the hospital to take care of our patients at the hospital, to save lives at the hospital, and you saw it. They blocked the bus, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to say to them that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And the voice of Labour is stronger than any voice in this country. And they can do what they want. They can say what they want. They will not prevent the Dominican Labour Party from winning the election on December 6th. But you know, I want to urge you to be calm. Because a day by day looking for in this country. They're looking for a state of emergency. They're looking for the international community to sanction us in Dominica. They're looking to stop our economic growth because nobody wants to invest in a country that is politically unstable. They are attacking you at the very heart of your livelihood, at the very heart of your survival. The economy of this country is what is being attacked by these terrorists, ladies and gentlemen, the United Workers' Party. But we will defeat them with prayer. And we will defeat them with determination of the Dominican people, ladies and gentlemen. Because they are a bunch of desperate madmen. Can you imagine that my cousin running against me end up by Tara tonight looking for vote? You know Tara is Defa child mother. And those of you who know Defa was the king of labor. May his soul rest in peace. But he lucky because he don't like dogs. He lucky Tara dog wasn't there. Because we are soul the dog in his boom boom. He lucky, ladies and gentlemen. That is the level of desperation to which the United Workers' Party have sunk, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what the problem is? Since 2005, they owe in these white men money. $5 million. These white men gave them to campaign and told them that when they win in 2005, they'll get their money back. They lost, ladies and gentlemen. The white men gave them more money in 2009 and they lost again. The white man gave them more money in 2015 because they promised the white man that if they win, they will give him exclusive rights over our passports, ladies and gentlemen. And the white man decided, no more money for you. So you see them there. They have one or two little t-shirt guy where they get in some barrel. They have one or two blue cloth that wash out already. They say they're not putting flag. They don't need t-shirt. But how, since when you can run an election without your color, ladies and gentlemen? Since when in the history of this country you see people running election without one or two t-shirts? We have T-shirt, we have, in fact, we even have trumpet, and I can tell you that trumpet can drive you crazy. Blow your trumpet. That is Labour Party. That is Labour Party. One big happy family, ladies and gentlemen. One big happy family. Okay. I wrong to ask you to blow, it is my fault. Yes, we can have our little problem. Of course, we can have our little differences. Family will have problem, husband and wife have problem. She's sleeping in the next room one night, next night she go back and meet her husband. Father and children does have problem. When 11 o'clock come and the child will come back, father go and look for his child, ladies and gentlemen. When your daughter don't come home, you call in police, you going crazy, ladies and gentlemen. They put in big announcement on the radio, my daughter missing. So who is the Dominican Labour Party not to have one or two little problems? Who am I not to have one or two issues in the Cottage constituency? And why Ian can have one or two issues in Portsmouth? But Labourites are not ungrateful people. Labourite is a loving family. And the amount of good Ian has done and his family has done for the people of Portsmouth, you have no choice but to vote for Ian.
I see victory, victory. I see 5 more years, I see history. Prosperity, I see labor, I see victory. We as well, valleys are scary for the city.
And tell those blues, when they see we have our little family quarrel, don't interfere in our business. Go on, mind our business. We will take care of our business as a Labour family, ladies and gentlemen. Ross University left. They come down here in T-shirt the first day. Nobody possible to follow them. Why we making noise here in Portugal? We understand the importance of Ross. We understand what the loss of Ross meant to our investors, our landlords. I worked at Ross for 20 years and I felt bad when Ross left, because I thought that 20 years of my life had gone in vain, ladies and gentlemen. But who tell UWP they can come Portsmouth and make problems for us in the town? They keep meeting, people don't take them on. People don't pay no attention to them, because that was a matter that the people of Portsmouth will deal with among themselves and with themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Brothers and sisters, I want to say to you, you heard the history of Glenville and Portsmouth. And the people of Glenville and Portsmouth will forever be indebted to Labour and Ian and Libla and Martin Zoko and all those power reps who have made Glenville and Portsmouth what it is today. And one little issue will not turn us away from what really means something to us, ladies and gentlemen. We will fight, we'll quarrel, but we all will stand up in one common good, one common cause. But more importantly, we must never ever allow these guys to form this government, ladies and gentlemen. And to me, the fear of UWP forming the government is greater than any fear that you can have with your pal rep or any difference you can have with your parliamentary representative. So now is the time to reunite. Now is the time to reconnect, because we have one common enemy. And our common enemy is United Workers' Party. And I don't care how you give Labour the vote. Some people say, well, Reggie, well, I'll vote for Scary, but not for you. That's okay. That is fine with me. Because it means that you're voting for Labour and you recognize the power of our dynamic leader, Roosevelt Scary, ladies and gentlemen. But you ever hear anybody say they're not voting for you, they're voting for Lennox Linton? You ever hear any candidate say that they're voting for JJ because of Lennox Linton? Lennox Linton is an embarrassment to even his own political party. They hardly mention Lennox Linton's name to you when they're talking to you, ladies and gentlemen. Because every time you mention Lennox Linton's name, you're losing votes, ladies and gentlemen. And the Prime Minister told you, no love, no compassion, no love for people. When you can watch our young people, that this government is helping so much. When they go for support from the government, whether it's for education, whether it's for health, whether it's for small business, you call them prostitutes. You're calling our young 14-year-old children, 16-year-old children who have to go to the state college, who want a little bus fare because their parents can't afford it. You're watching these children and publicly calling them prostitutes. And you're watching our senior citizens who have worked so hard in this country, who have built the roads, who have built the ports, and at 80, 90 years, you're calling them greedy? And you told us that you're not a friendly, but how can you be a leader of a country and you're confessing publicly that I'm not a friendly person? And when I don't smile for you because I don't smile for people? What is that, ladies and gentlemen? And some of us here in Portsmouth flying blue flag, say we're going to vote for Lennox Linton. I'm not sure they're stupid. They have a problem. They have a big problem, ladies and gentlemen. So I believe this is a defining moment. And I never had worries about Ian or Reggie winning our constituencies. When they say we can't win, we laugh. It was like a big joke. Our problem was the number of Labour Party people who said they were not going to vote. That was what was worrying to me at Labour rights, because when you don't vote, a no vote from you is a vote for the opposition, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're not going to vote, you might as well vote for them. Because a no vote for the Dominican Labour Party is a vote for the United Workers' Party. But I'm happy to see that this thing is now disappearing. That you can see the laborers here tonight, they energize and they wish election was tomorrow morning. Because they're ready to cast a vote for the Dominican Labour Party.
I see victory. Victory. I see 5 more years. I see history.
Because Labour is the only party that cares. And we're not telling you about things we will do. We're telling you things that we have been doing. We're telling you things that no government in the history of this country had ever done, ladies and gentlemen. Up to a point where we're paying pension to persons who never contributed to the Social Security scheme. People who have never paid money to Social Security now getting the same amount as people who have paid money to Social Security. Because we recognize that at 70, you need some support, you need some help, you need some assistance. And that was criticized by the United Workers' Party. And they said when they got into power, they would stop it, ladies and gentlemen. And you have a blue flag tie around your head running over the place like you're a madman. Say, food then. Somebody had called for Dr. Taid, you know. Because Taid, once you come to Taid, he give you an injection. Whether you're mad, whether you're not mad, once you go to Taid, he give you an injection. And every man with his heart in blue, in Portsmouth in particular, he deserves an injection. When we were here building Portsmouth, where was Judge and the rest of the crew? And to insult you, the people of Granville and Cottage, they give you one that cannot talk and one that talking too much. JJ talking too much, but JJ not talking, Marcus talking too much. And once you start talking, what is foolishness you're talking, my brothers and sisters? Foolishness you're talking. When you want to tell me that the United Workers' Party promising you, this man himself not well. Because if you have a plan for your enemy, you don't disclose your plan before the time comes. But how can you say publicly that when you get into government, you will cancel all the contracts for the housing that we're building for poor people in this country? Is that stupid, wicked, or God making him depare, ladies and gentlemen? It's a punishment he getting for saying this foolishness there. Look at you there in Georgetown. And you see, I understand Ian, when he had to stand with the people for Georgetown, for the land. I understand that. But you know, you could have ended up with a shanty town. It's like Cotton Hill. I had already subdivided all the land in Cotton Hill, cut it up in little pieces to give everybody to go and put a little shack there. And they put a pig toilet there, and to tie their pigs there, and their chicken there, and their cow over there. Can you imagine what a mess that would be? And the government, we waited, they're making noise, they want their land. And see what they're getting now, ladies and gentlemen. See what we're doing in Cotton Hill and in Georgetown. Houses that worth $150,000, $200,000, $300,000. That is what the money we're getting under this Labour Party government.
I see victory, victory. I see memorials, I see history, prosperity. I see labor, I see victory.
And you telling the same people you want to vote for you that when you get into government you're going to stop it and you're going to send us back to the days of pit latrine and cockroach, to the days of Mabuya and Red Ants. That is where you want to send us. That is the respect you have for the people of Portsmouth and Cotton Hill and the poor people of this country because you raised with some white people, because you don't know what hard work is. You want to deny the people who have slaved and make this country what it is, an opportunity to live the same life that you live. What makes us different from you, my brother? You're even more black than us, so what's the problem? What's the problem? Why do you want to confine us to one bedroom with our 6 children, no kitchen, no bathroom, no toilet? Because when you stop the housing program, that is what we'll go back to. Because it's not natural for a mother or a father to try to secure their young ones and to secure themselves. Because housing, clothing, food, these are some of the basic needs of human beings. But when you shut down the opportunity to have people live in dignity in this time, and you said you're going to stop all the housing contracts, how are you going to get the additional houses in Georgetown? The people who have not gotten, I can say to you that under the United Workers' Party, no more house for you in Georgetown. And it's not because you get ready to prevent your neighbor from getting. Because what is good for you, God has blessed you with a house. And you must pray that your neighbor will get one too, ladies and gentlemen. And I have. And later this week, I'll be handing over mine in Cotton Hill. 24 families will receive the keys. 24 families. Poor families. Families who have struggled. Families who have lived on rented land. Single parents with 3-4 children living in their parents' home, ladies and gentlemen. Where is the pride? So 24 families will receive their keys, and the balance will get commitment letters that as soon as these houses are complete. And the plan is to build more, because in Georgetown and Cotton Hill, we were supposed to build more buildings. But after the hurricane, we had to spread them, because we need to go to La Plaine, Castle Bruce, Grand Fond, Dailies. So we took one set, we took 68, and we shared with the rest of the country. But Scary have more for us. And if Scary tell you he's going to do it, he will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Because you know why? Because Scary know where the money coming from. Scary ski the money already. He touched the money already. Unlike the United Workers' Party, cannot tell you where they go. In fact, you know what they say? Scary will make the money and will spend it. That's what they said to us. That Scary will make the money and will spend it. Because they don't know how to make the money. And they cannot go. They will never go where Scary can go to get the money for the people of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen.
I bought all the water to my auntie, my sister, even the I bought all the water to my auntie, my sister.
And I want to say to you, that money not easy to get, you know. That money takes hard work sometimes. The poor fella have to get up, go to 6-7 countries in 3 days to promote our citizenship by investment program. And remember Lennox Linton, the same money he wants Scary to make for him. He went in 2017 on CBS News and criticized the program, trying to get the Americans to block our program, saying we're selling passports to crooks and criminals. That is what Lennox Linton was doing to you, the people of Portsmouth, people of Lago, Cottage, and the constituencies, and the rest of the country. How can you love your country? How can you love people when you know that this country has challenges? And Roosevelt Scary took years to build a program, an attractive program that brings in money in the economy. And you're going out there in the international community and try to mash up the program to deny you, the people, because this money is not Scary money. That is money for the people of Dominica. That is the money we're using to pay your students' tuition at the college. Because while the college is free for you, but somebody has to pay the teachers. Somebody has to pay the professors. Somebody has to pay the maintenance. Where is that money coming from? So it's not because you hear college tuition free, to believe people working for free, don't like give us like, no. We have the same budget every year to maintain and run the college. It's only your children that not paying college fees. And the number of students we have studied overseas, ladies and gentlemen, is that same money. Your own children. Your own children. Some of you in blue. But you every month you waiting for Skerrit to send money for your children for you. Some of you that say you're not voting for Reggie, you're not voting for Ian. Your children depending on Reggie and Ian for them to survive. For them to survive in America, in England, wherever they are. Because we are the ones that paying. You can't be so ungrateful. You cannot be so ungrateful. You can't be so forgetful. Ladies and gentlemen. And when that's not sufficient, we are also paying the transport. Because not because education free, everybody can afford to go to Rosa to college. College for students, you the parents, is what, $10 to Rosa? 5 up and 5 down for students. That is $50 a week. That is $200 a month. If you have 3 children going to college, that is $600 a month to pay bus alone. Recess not in it. Break not in it. Uniform not in it. So if college is free, many of us, without the support of the government, would not be able to send our children to college. And you dress in blue. You dress in blue. In a blue head tie. A old rusty wash out blue shirt on you. Something you had since election 2010. I'm going to say about you blue and vote for Linton. And Linton promised to stop it. And the Yes We Get program. What about the Yes We Get program? We're all seniors. Some of them you'll never believe unless you see them on TV saying what kind of life they live. Before Roosevelt Skerrit sent people to take care of them from the same CBI money. And you go in America and tell the Americans to block the program. You fight in that program and you dress in blue. No. It's not making sense, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand it. I don't know if you understand it, but I don't understand it. And I have said that if every single Labourite vote in the next election, will cover any amount of blue in their voting, they cannot beat us. The results of the last election tells you that they cannot beat us. But we must all show up to vote. The only way the Labour Party can lose the election is if Labourites don't turn out to vote on election day. And if we don't bury our little petty differences and we don't go out to vote, then we're going to have a problem in this country. And like the Prime Minister said, that you can do me something, I can forget it tomorrow. But for politics, you have 5 years to fix the problem. Because you'll have to take your 5 years of Edison, same thing, Edison James, Lennox Linton, JJ, my little cousin, all of them is the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. And you cannot contest election because you vex. You can only be a politician if you have the love for the people. You have to have a track record of community work. You have to go to church. You have to, on National Day, you have to go and clean the road. You have to have youth group. You have to be involved. So because you lose your job by Ross, you want to be a politician then? You will never be successful. Because politics is about people. You have to have the passion. You have to have a willingness to help people. And every single one of us here have helped people in the past. Whether it's as a doctor, whether it's as the better lady there, Catherine Daniel there, Ian Douglas there, Shanks there, I there. I was living choir singing. That is what made me win election. Not because I talk in plenty, but I had a relationship with the people. And that is why they keep voting for me for over 25 years. And they will vote for me again in this election.
Yo, straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, never going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, never going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, never going.
So, ladies and gentlemen, UWP is not a new party. UWP didn't just arrive last week and you don't know what they're holding. They were here before. Between 95 and 2000, they were here. And you know what they did to the country. You know they mashed up the economy. They killed Rosie Douglas and Pierre Charles. Because Rosie Douglas and Pierre Charles was fighting hard to clean up the mess that they left this country in. Ladies and gentlemen, they are responsible for the death of our two leaders. And they thought they was going to do the same thing to Skerrit. But Pala, not there. Skerrit has risen from the ashes. And Skerrit has taken his country to places where nobody else could take this country. Ladies and gentlemen. And so, we owe a debt of gratitude to Roosevelt Skerrit. He has sacrificed his youth. He has sacrificed his life. And he has now made Dominica one of the leading countries in the entire Caribbean. If you travel, whether you go to Guadeloupe, St. Martin, Antigua, America, and once you tell them you're from Dominica, they're asking you, how is Mr. Skerrit? Because Skerrit has distinguished himself among leaders. Skerrit has done things that men 3 or 4 times in age cannot do, could not do, and will not do for the country, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe in this election, because Skerrit is Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. The only man who can continue the development that has started is Roosevelt Skerrit, ladies and gentlemen. And we have no time to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our manifesto, and you can see the plans in our manifesto. Some of these things are not new things. It's things we have to continue to do, things we have been doing. And I'm not even going to talk about Hurricane Maria. We all know the Maria experience. Because for those of you who are away and you came back to Dominica and you saw the state of the country, you tried to take all your children away because you did never believe that Dominica would come back on its feet, ladies and gentlemen. When you saw the images on TV, you never believed that Dominica would come back to being Dominica. Today, Dominica is much better than it was before Hurricane Maria.
I see victory, victory. I see 5 more years. I see history.
In 2 years, we have better roads, we have better bridges, we dredge the rivers, and we have the best housing. Businesses are now coming back to Dominica. We have hotels, and you want to underplay those hotels. We've been saying that Portsmouth is the economic giant of Dominica, that Portsmouth has to rise up. Portsmouth had to wake up. Today, Portsmouth wake up. You want to change ship? Today, Portsmouth waking up with all those hotels. You want to put JJ there? JJ can talk to his wife. He's on your behalf. He can talk. You're really going to put those hotels in the hands of JJ? You're going to put the yacht marina in the hands of JJ? You're going to put the cruise ship, the cruise port in the hands of Lennox and United Workers' Party? Please, my people, please help me understand what is going on here. What is your motivation? What inspires you that at this stage of our history, now you want to jump overboard? You take all the hard time. You beat all the hard sea. You almost drunk. Shark almost hit you. Now you're getting close to shore. You want to jump overboard. Say sort to sort, no? No, man. It's not making sense. So, brothers and sisters, there is no choice. What are the plans of the United Workers' Party? Any one of all you that tell me what they're offering. All they offering is to mash up what they meet, ladies and gentlemen. What we took time to build on. Help me, please. Where's the manifesto? You must have a manifesto. Because your manifesto is your blueprint. People have to read it and see if you're serious or not. Since February we're campaigning. Since February we launch our campaign. You know election coming. You're going to launch your manifesto 1 week before election. When people in the rally, people in the sea would have time to read no manifesto. They can't read no manifesto. No, you can read it. You have it. Read this one. Or when you're going to read their own? Because they don't have no manifesto. They will come with a piece of paper. But it will take you 2 weeks to understand what on the paper. By that time, election come and gone. Election gone, ladies and gentlemen. So, I want to say to you, the people of Dominica, people of Portsmouth, and I will talk to Lagon people later. You said I don't talk about Lagon. I'll talk to Lagon people on Friday. When we come to deliver the houses. That's when I'll talk to you, the people of Lagon, at that ceremony. So I'm not talking about Lagon now. I'm talking about Portsmouth. And I want to say to you that if the Bible is true and people never die, then your ancestors must be in heaven looking to see what you're going to do with their legacy. A legacy that was created for them and they left it for you. They willed it to you and they told you never to turn your back on the Dominican Labour Party. That's what they told you. That's what they tell you in your dream. All of you like to dream. When you dream your grandmother, that is what she's saying to you. Never turn your back on Roosevelt's carrot and the Dominican Labour Party.
I see victory, victory. I see 5 more years. I see history, prosperity. I see labor. I see victory. We that's
so, if you want to disobey them, you can disobey them. That is your problem. But I not disobeyed my grandparents. I not disobeyed my grandfather or my father. And he said that my brother, as long as Roosevelt's carrot and the Dominican Labour Party in power, you have nothing to worry about. Your turn don't come yet, but your turn will come. Because this Labour Party know how to make things happen. We have demonstrated that we can make it happen. Our housing revolution started since 2006. They say it would last 2006, my math's not so good. Since 2006 we started. 13 years. The Yes We Can program is 13 years and running. The National Employment Program is 13 years and running. It don't stop yet. And it's not going to stop. But you know, me tell you that it will not stop, but they will stop it, ladies and gentlemen. And you believe the National Employment Program is about the grass? No. We have students in the banks, NEP. We have students in the ministry, NEP. We have teachers in NEP. We have nurses in NEP. It's just different categories of NEPs making their big money as university graduates. So how are you going to stop it? So all them people working in the bank on the NEP, getting that $3,000 a month, you're going to send them home? All these teachers that have been out in the schools as teachers, you're going to send them home? All the people are junior clerks on the NEP at the ministry, you're going to send them home? Something wrong with us, ladies and gentlemen. We have to wake up. We have to stand up. We have to let our petty differences remain outside. Let us fight inside as a government. Let us fight inside as a family. But when it comes to development of the country, we have to stop this damn stupidness. We have to stop this foolishness, ladies and gentlemen. You voting against the government because of vexation, a protest vote. You're just protesting. You have no faith and confidence in the United Workers' Party, but your heart's so heavy that you decide to sacrifice a whole country because of your personal differences. Let us stop it tonight. Let us recommit ourselves to going out there and ensure that the Dominican Labour Party win the next election. Let us go out there and recommit ourselves to ensure that the hard work of Roosevelt Skerrit does not go in vain, ladies and gentlemen. If you love Skerrit, let us show Skerrit we love him by giving him 5 more years to run this country. But Skerrit alone cannot do it. You need 11 seats to form the government. And you need 16 to be comfortable. But you need 21 to be happy. So let's start with 11. Then let's get 16 and let's get 21. And you see Shanks said, don't test Shanks. Because don't forget, last election, Shanks got 500 votes in Salisbury. Spraggs John got 800 votes. Shanks only lost by 300 votes. 300 votes, easy to turn around. And when you add the newly registered voters, then that's an easy 600 for Shanks. All Shanks need now is 200 votes to win. That's all Shanks need. And with a lazy man like Spraggs, Hector John, with a lazy drunkard like Spraggs, it's easy to take 200 votes from Spraggs and win the election. So it's not impossible. The other sure seat the United Workers' Party had was the Marigot seat. And right now, they had to bring Edison James down from Barbados, where he's been living. He never come down for the Hurricane Maria. But he came down now to see if he can help Lennox Linton to win the Marigot seat. And every single night in Marigot, in fact, now he's planning to run Marigot and send Lennox goodwill. But Danny Luger said never happened. They now want to get Dr. IP to run in St. Joe because Monel, they're afraid of Dr. King. Monel said, that's not going to happen. So how you mean it's impossible to win 21 seats? If Marigot in trouble, if Salisbury in trouble, Rosa Central, Melissa must win Rosa Central. Which one they have again? Wesley gone already with Fidel Grant. Rosa South gone. No, me not saying that. That is what the information on the ground saying. Sikiri self mad out. Mad out Sikiri. Because he losing to Shakira. So how is it impossible to win 21 seats? But we have to do the work. But in Portsmouth, we don't want no 50% or 60%. We want 90% of all the votes in Portsmouth. We want JJ deposit, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, never going, straight to the top, straight to the top.
That is what this battle in Portsmouth and Cottage is about. Last election, yours truly got 1,100 votes. The man that ran against me got 198. I win the man by almost 900 votes. You have a little Kobo Blah there coming behind me. Well, you have a little fella, because he loses his job by Ross, he vexed with the government, he running. You running where, my brother? Go and find some work for you to do, my brother. So that deposit in trouble already. We want the 2 deposit. We want the one in Cottage deposit, and we want JJ deposit. And you, the people of Portsmouth, have to give us JJ deposit by turning out to vote on the 6th of December. We want that money in the treasury to send our children to school. We want that money in the treasury to pay bus fare for our college students. We want that money to help feed the Yes We Care people. And we want that money to pay the NEP workers, ladies and gentlemen. So Portsmouth, please, don't disappoint me. Let us wake up tomorrow morning and let us ensure that we win that seat big time. We will do the same in Paybush. Well, who running against Rosalind Paul? All you know the fella? All you ever see him? All you ever hear him? So nobody running against Rosalind Paul. So that seat already cooked now. That deposit gone. So, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that while this is the most important election, this should be a very easy election for the Dominican Labour Party. We will come out with our rallies, we'll bring our people out, but it's an easy election for us to win. But you must make up your mind that we're going to win the election. It's time to make up, it's time to hug up, it's time to kiss up, it's time to laugh up, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to meet your pal rep halfway. It's time to begin to pray for your pal rep. It's time we begin to reconnect and to reunite, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you something. This cool out foolishness is all you have there. Let us stop that. Let us stop that nonsense about this cool out foolishness and what you don't get, and my vote is for sale. When I buy your vote today, I don't owe you nothing tomorrow. And this Labour Party not buying votes. I can tell you that. We're not buying votes, this Labour Party. We never used to buy in vote, and we're not going to start buying vote. Let us go there and do the work and put the Labour Party back into government, and then you will get your cool out, ladies and gentlemen.
I see victory, victory. I see memorials, I see history.
Because your cool out means development. Your cool out will be jobs for yourself. Your cool out will be your children's education. Your cool out will be free medical care. That is the cool out you will get from the Dominican Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen. So, there's nothing much more I can say. I think I've said what I had to say, and I think you got the message. It's time for hard work. 3 more weeks to go. 3 more weeks, let's get out of our homes. Let's get out of our wheelchairs. Let's get out of our chairs. Let's come out in our toilets, ladies and gentlemen, and let's go out there and win the votes and find the votes, and let's ensure that in Dominica 6, the Dominican Labour Party would have won a landslide victory in this country. And Roosevelt's carrot will be rewarded. Roosevelt's carrot will be rewarded for the hard work he has done to take us out from where we were, to take us out on the bottom line and put us in the same housing like the people in Santa Roma. You, the poor people, your house is more expensive than some of the bourgeois houses, because Roosevelt's carrot has ensured that every man in Dominica is a man. Every woman in Dominica is a woman. And so, I want to say to you, the power lies in your hands. The future of Dominica lies in your hands. Let us go out there and ensure that the Dominican Labour Party wins the election, and Roosevelt's carrot on the night of December 6th will be proclaimed as the new Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Yo, straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. If you're not in Labour, well, you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well, you're not in time. If you're not in Labour, well, you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well, you're not in time. Yo, we red, 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 hot, hot, hot. 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 Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. Straight to the top, straight to the top, straight to the top, live going. If you're not in Labour, well, you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well, you're not in time. If you're not in Labour, well, you're not in time. If you don't vote Labour, well, you're not in time. Yo, we red, 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 hot, hot, hot. We red, 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 hot, hot, hot.
Yeah.
We red, 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 red. We red, 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 red. We red, 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 hot, hot, hot.
We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved.